Hey everybody, I'm just doing a pop-up. So let me know if you're there. Urban Gardening Chronicles. See if anyone's out there. Is anybody out there? Hey guys. I'm just doing a little pop-up checking in. Hey Tori. Yeah, I'm popping up. I'm popping up. I'm working on my watch hours. Hey Tammy. Yeah, I'm just working on my watch hours. Hey Renaissance Grandma. Yeah, I'm just doing a pop-up just to work on my watch hours, even though I'm not near the subscriber count, but it's gonna take a long time to get to. Hey, Rustic Outdoors. Thank you, Rustic. So I'm just working. I have nothing to talk about. I'm just checking in. How's your week, guys, going? Friday, got paid. You know how that is. Friday's always the best day of the week. I had a good day. I had the day off today. It's sunny and bright, even though it's cold at nighttime. Oh my goodness, the temperature has significantly dropped. Oh, put the light on. Woo! I'm just checking in, having a little chit chat. I think there's a gap. I think I'm not sure if Gina's going live today, but I think she goes live at 5. So I'm just popping in between. And then Tori's brain games. I think I have to miss your Friday fire, Tori. I'm just checking because today I have a meeting at 6:30. Shoot. Well, at least I got the championship yesterday. I have the championship belt and the trophy for yesterday, and today somebody else will get it. Somebody else will get it. Oh my goodness. That's so competitive, but I love it, man. So how's everybody doing? Let me drop the link too, because I'm just checking in with everybody. And if you and everybody click hashtag urban and you can drop your link, okay? Those of you who have channels and content creators, type in hashtag. Hey, Marlon Newbie. I'm just checking in, chatting. I'm still gonna go live tomorrow, but I'm just checking in with everybody. And seeing how the week is going, how the week went so far, and then working on my watch hours. Um, because if I wait until I get the subscriber count, it may not pan out. Because I think I had more hours than I had, but at your anniversary you lose hours, so you have to time everything right when you're on this platform. So I learned that the hard way. So I drop the link. Whoever wants to come up, you guys can come up. But yeah, just popping up. How was the week? Was good, busy. Um, last week, was it last week? I told you guys I did the rental increases for the. Yeah, it was last Saturday because I did my live later in the day, and some people are a bit rude, but you know. And then this week I got an email from my gas company that they've recalculated the rates. I'm at work on some downtime. Okay, thank you for the. Oh, no problem, Marlon. I got a notice, and I asked my friend. She got the same thing. Um, they calculated the projections of the very cold winter, our history of usage, and the rates have gone up. So when I checked the rate, because I'm on equal billing, so you pay the same amount for 12 months, not just during the winter where it would be um, more expensive. Hey, Best Yet Journey. So it's $55 more per month for gas. Hey, GT Junior, Mike's chaotic. I'm looking at the phone because it seems to be faster. I'm just popping up, chatting a bit. I have to work on my watch hours. I'm not gonna lie. So this is how you work on it, to make sure that you have them, have enough hours when you get your subscriber count. You're not struggling so much. But yeah, it's $55 extra a month for gas starting immediately. So October something, the bill is due. Hey TLC, I felt a bit of anxiety. I felt like almost like a panic attack because I'm like, oh my god, like $55 a month extra just for one utility. That's a lot of, well, maybe not to some people, but that's a lot of money to me, because it's like you're adding it up for the season. That's almost three to four, even almost $500 for the season that hasn't even started yet. And if it does get colder, you're going to have to just put on some sweaters, because that's a lot of money for just projections, never mind. So this is exactly why I mentioned in, my chats and other chats, people get upset when you have to raise rents. But I don't know how it works where you guys are, but over here where I am, hey African, over here where I am, it's better for the landlord to pay the water and the heat. And the water you pay as a landlord, because if the tenant does not pay the water bill, the debt does not follow them. The debt stays with the property. It's linked to the address. So you could end up with an exorbitant bill when the tenant leaves. So it's in your best interest to pay the water bill, and you include that price in your rent. Same thing for the heating. You don't want to be accused of being a slum landlord, even though the tenant's not paying the heating bill, because that could it doesn't look good in court, even though you're not responsible for paying the bill. So it's in your best interest to pay for the heat and the water. Air conditioning is a luxury, and electrical is the tenant's responsibility. So yeah, the water bill is exactly, the water bill is the cheap. Hey, Kenyatta's Journey. And I don't think I missed anybody. Water bill is the cheapest. Exactly. And if they don't pay, you don't want to end up with a surprise bill after so many weeks or years that they didn't pay, because you can't ask for private information from the utility if it's not in your name. So there's logic behind it. So $55 a month extra, those costs have to be incurred somewhere. So that's why when I say inflation, I don't mean just arbitrary, just being greedy. Like there's expenses that are going up for all of us, and I'm not raising the rent in an amount that's ridiculous. I'm not being greedy. I'm just raising it enough to cover these increases in, like, property tax has gone up, house insurance has gone up, the heating's gone up, the water, I don't think it's gone up, but it may have gone up a little bit. And even like the snow shoveling companies are going to end up charging you more, because if it's a rough winter and more snow, you're paying per shovel. They don't charge by the season anymore, because they may lose money. So they charge you per shovel. So you have to be paying. Let me see. Here, the tenants are responsible for the heating bill, and it will follow them. Oh, you see? Then I would have them pay it. That's why you have to know the rules in your area, because it's not just a blanket process. So, and today there's a bit of an attitude. A message was sent, and I've mentioned this before. I don't think anybody has the right to tell you, as a property owner, to tell somebody else how to keep their child quiet. And this is a 2-year-old, a toddler. I don't think it's anybody's, like, that's not even the landlord's or the property manager's job. If you told the person, you know what, the noise is a bit much, can you try to keep it down? They're going to try their best, but you can't pin your child down and tape their mouth shut. Like, you have to understand, like, babies, toddlers are going to have temper tantrums. If they're teething, they're going to cry. If they're just feeling, emotional or whatever they're going through, they're going to be crying. That's just the way it is. If it's a teenager, obviously you can tell them, don't play the music too loud, don't be partying, don't be banging and punching the walls. But again, a message about very rude tone in the message and the text written message. And then comment was made, and you better, not better, and fix this. Something needs fixing, and fix this. I don't think that's how you talk to people. I think you can say, by the way, this, so and so, this is broken. I don't know if you noticed it, but it needs to be looked at. Nowhere before the rental increase was dropped off was there any mention of a problem that needed fixing. But when the rental increase was dropped off, all of a sudden this, and then now she's upset because the child was crying. I know for a fact the child has been in childcare. If I didn't go and happen to pop in, I wouldn't have known. But the child's been in daycare. Maybe today the child was not, because in Canada it's a federal holiday. but not everybody's close. So today is what we call the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. I honor, I don't know if honor is the correct word, but to pay homage to those who were victims of the residential school, the First Nations, not native, I guess, what's the proper word now? First Nations, Aboriginal. Hey, Carbon Q. It's a day to recognize what they went through, and as a nation, acknowledge our shame for those who were participated in forcing them to make them westernized and force them to lose their culture, and also to acknowledge all the bodies of the children that were marked and unmarked and never acknowledged, and the atrocities that they went through. Basically, you guys know the history, and it also happened in Canada, not just in the States. The First Nations and the residences and the residential schools. So today's our National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, and so maybe the child wasn't in daycare today. It's possible. And if you're going to work from home, this is part and parcel of working from home. Because if other people who also live in the home can't get childcare, you can't tell them to keep your child quiet. You have to find the tools that you need for your unit to noise cancellation or whatever you have to do. But you can't tell nobody, hey, Cottonwood Ranch, you can't tell people. Like, I'm just like, I know when to stay in my lane, and this is not my lane to tell anybody to keep their child quiet, underage child. I think if the child's under the age of 5, you gotta just get what you get, because you're still training the child in appropriate behavior, and you're gonna have outbursts. And yeah, the tone was very rude, so I'll be drafting a carefully crafted message back to respond to her message, and to let her know, again, not the first time, that you need to choose your words more carefully when you're communicating with me. So I have no problem addressing problems. If you tell me that something's not working or it needs fixing, not a problem. But don't order me like, fix this. I'm not your slave. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not your slave. So I have to just address that. Not because she was overtly rude, but if you don't nip certain things in the bud, they come and talk to you any kind of ways, and then you start creating a regular habit. So yeah. And then they threw in there, and fix this, and you must have saw that it needed fixing when you dropped off the rent increase. So are you mad about the rent increase, or are you mad about something that needs fixing? I'm confused. I'm confused. And if you're having emotional problems, or you're having some issues with coping with your stress, maybe you need to deal that through some therapy or some counseling, but don't be abusing other people. That's not going to fly over here. But yeah, how was your week? That was today. So I did that, and then I went to the vitamin shop, got some vitamins for my dad and some things for myself. And Renaissance Grandma, I'm taking my charcoal. I'm going to show a haul, but this is the only one I could get. Hold on, it's Organica activated charcoal. It's not brown, it's white. I guess they have to do something to it to make it homeopathic, it says here. But I'm taking it. I think it's working. And I got some very expensive natural lotion. But I think I'm going to just get some coconut oil. But coconut oil is so greasy. So when you go to bed, you have this greasy, hey, hillbilly chicken. I'm just going to, I'll drop the link again, guys. I'm just babbling until maybe an hour. So just like how I don't use the words, make sure to any. Yeah, I don't like what she did. I don't like how she spoke to me, and she thinks she's slick. Hey, J Red, good to see you. Yeah, you have been on everyone's live today, but thanks for popping in. I don't know if you're staying, but yeah, I dropped the link. You guys can come up and talk if you want. But I got some special cream because you guys, well, some of you don't know, I had some guests over the summer. I did not eat properly, and I'm paying the price on my skin dearly. And it is getting better, but that my feet are still very inflamed. But I'm taking the juicing, I'm detoxing, and I'm taking the charcoal tablets to clean my liver. This, again, not medical advice. Nothing I say is medical advice, financial advice, health advice. Talk to your professional nurse, doctor, naturopath financial advisor disclaimer. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing and trying and sampling to see if it works, but it is helping. But I have to get another cream because the regular cream I'm using is not natural and it's bothering. Hey Cassandra, it's bothering my skin. For those of you who are new, if you type in #urban, your link will be dropped and you can have everybody see your channel. So I guess like Hillbilly Chicken, J Red, drop your link. I don't know if you've been in a live before. And everybody else, drop your link throughout the chat periodically and just have people connect with you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'm at 700 and something, so I'm working towards the 1,000. And gotta get these WH. So help a sister out. But yeah, drop your links throughout the chat, please, so that people can connect with you. Some of us are already connected with each other, but just in case, drop it anyways and connect with some people. And how was your guys' week? What else is going on with you guys? I took a week off of eating good for anniversary. Yeah. I don't know what I ate that bothered my skin like this because it wasn't. Hey, Lion Crest, how you doing? You're back from Jamaica. I see the videos. Them, I'm catching up with your videos. But you see there the beach. I see the beach video and the kelp. Did you bring back kelp? What else? But yeah, connect with everybody. But yeah, I ate stuff. It could have been the dairy. It could have been the milk. But it was for the summer. But still, I didn't think it would be this bad. It was bad. And I think the older you get, maybe your tolerance for stuff. So no more milk. I bought the milk for them. And then the second time around when I had the other student, he had oat milk because I drink oat milk or almond milk. And then I ended up buying him cow's milk. And I should have just kept him on the oat milk because he didn't mind it. I should have kept him on the oat milk because that just ruined, man, it was terrible. And what else did I do this week? I brought my sorrel plants indoors. So if you're on my Instagram, you'll see more updates. But there's 5 plants indoors, and I brought in a spider, which is now in my kitchen. I got to find him or her, and about 2 gnats. So I covered my plants with perlite so that the soil, they can't, be hatching. I sprayed them with neem oil, and I put diatomaceous earth on it. I put the rest of the plants in the garage. So my cannabis plant, I don't know if the raccoon was eating it to get high. I don't know what's going on back there at nighttime, but every time I got up, there's leaves and pieces of the cannabis plant missing. So I washed them, dried them, and had them to make tea. But they're in the garage. The watermelon's in the garage. My eggplants are in there to see if I can maybe get some fruit from them. And I'll be setting up my hydroponics. I brought the oregano inside and the basil inside. And I will be bringing the fig tree in the gardens in the garage soon. But it can take cold. And don't forget, guys, tonight is Friday Night Fire at Tori's Brain Games at 7:15, 7:30-ish, I think. So make sure you guys get your Wi-Fi set on strong and make sure cannabis GT. I think you're into that too, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I couldn't get any seeds to germinate. I've tried a million times. I'm going to have to get some fresh seeds, but 2 people gave me actual plants. So I have the plants. Did you say? Yeah, I brought a spider inside. It was on the sorrel. I shook off the plant. Hey, G Mama. And I sprayed it with neem oil, but it must have been hiding under a leaf. And the spider now he's in the house. They moved. That's why I don't like bringing plants indoors. But my sorrel is actually budding, and I'm going to get sorrel. And I've come too far to let them die outside in the cold. So they're inside in the front entrance in the quarantine area. And I'll have to bring them to the living room because when I open the door in the wintertime, the draft is just going to hit them. So I can't have that. So that's what I'm doing over here in these streets. I collected the last of my bat. Yeah, I've been dehydrating. So I got some things dehydrated. Somebody gave me not scorpion pepper, some other pepper that's hot. I dehydrated them. Guys, warning, if you're going to dehydrate pepper in your house, it's almost like pepper spray. So if you have respiratory issues, don't dehydrate Scotch bonnet, scorpion peppers, and all them hot peppers, because I was like, oh my God, is it just me or am I feeling, a little, yeah, it's like pepper spray. So yeah, but I'm still here. I'm still standing. So I dehydrated them. I put gloves on and cut the seeds out first. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you about the gloves. I put on not the regular gloves, the extra thick gloves. And when I took off the glove and wiped I didn't wipe in my eye, my hands had that pepper heat on my fingertips. So I'm talking about the double thick ones, the double thick nitrile gloves, not the regular ones you guys use. Like, you can get the extra thick ones. So I put the double one on, and the pepper was still on my fingertip. When I sucked my finger, the heat was there. So I said, okay, that guy didn't touch my eye or touch. So this ain't no joke. The glove doesn't do nothing. Wear the glove, yes, but use a knife and a tongue don't touch the pepper, and wash your hand 3 and 4 times after, because it goes through the glove. I almost killed myself with that, but I got the seeds. I'm still here. I got the seeds, and I got the seeds from the cayenne pepper, and I have to go and harvest the jalapenos. They're outside. So I'm going to go buy some cream cheese and make some, well, I shouldn't have bacon because my skin is flaring up. So I'll have to get some turkey bacon and wrap them in turkey bacon and bake them and make a jalapeno popper. But what's up, GT?
Chilling. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad it's Friday, man. I'm telling you. You're glad for the weekend? I lied. I was glad it was Thursday because I was off today. So I was glad it was Thursday.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Just to breathe and just get up a little later and just, Oh.
Yes.
And
so what was the name of that?
Lord of mercy. It was a rough week. I forgot the car broke down.
Wow.
I'm driving, and something told me I glanced down and I saw the temperature on H, on hot. It's never gone to H in my life on any vehicle. So I pull over, and I was going to Canadian Tire, which is like a car repair and tools and whatever. Pull over. I saw that there was no oil. I don't know how that happened, but I'm like, okay, no oil. So my sister was with me, and she's like, okay, let me just take the bus because we're near the bus stop. Hey, Mrs. Queen, let me go get the oil. I said, no, maybe we could drive the rest of the way. So I called someone. They go, don't you dare move the car. If it's on H, leave the car right there. So she hopped in the bus. She got the oil. It was on sale. She got me 2 bottles, and she got me a knife set that I was going there to get in the first place because of Black Guns video. He got me on axes and cutlass and all these things. So I went and bought a set. And it was the last one. So she got it, and then she took the bus back. So when I checked my oil, there was literally no oil, which doesn't happen. Did I miss anybody? I think, okay. It doesn't happen, but I don't know. Signal didn't go on. I filled it with oil, let the car cool off. I'm like, okay, we should be fine. I'm driving back to go to Costco. I see the car going back up to H. I said, forget Costco. I had to cancel Costco and go straight home. Got home, turned off the car again, let it cool. Finally got to the mechanic yesterday, and he said, do you have coolant? I said, I don't know, maybe. I didn't check. I didn't have a chance to check. Went in, check, and it was pouring the coolant in. Not a drop of coolant. No coolant in the car, which is why my heat wasn't working. Hey, Mrs. Queen T in the building, and Nikki, OCDS chick. No coolant in the car. I was like, he goes, you are lucky that you're not far from me, because he goes, you can't play around with it. So he had to change the radiator. The ride was no good. There was a leak somewhere. He changed that. The heat's now working because now the radiator's fixed. So the heat's working again. And then the airbag sensor is on. And he told me, oh, sorry, Lion Crest, good to see you.
What up?
What up? I'm like, are you sleeping? You're lying. I see you leave back.
I just got off work. I'm about to go to a job, and I'm just sitting back for a little bit.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, the airbag is not, so he goes, it won't deploy. So he goes, just to let you know, you either have to fix it, but it won't deploy. So he's like, he let me know. I'm like, Lord have mercy. So I had to pay $675 for the radiator. The airbag, who knows how much it's going to cost. Then something else is knocking and clanking. He goes, let's just ignore the clanking because he goes, if I start digging up in there, you just leave it the way it is. Some things are not worth fixing. I said, Lord have mercy. Hey, did I miss somebody? Someone saying hi to Spoon and Sunshine, but I must have missed her. So hi. I don't see you, but I see someone saying hi to you. Hey. So yeah, I'm like, this is a rough, like, I can afford to pay it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like paying it. But can you imagine like people who are really struggling? This would just knock them over the edge. Like,
oh yeah,
this is like terrible. And I'm like, $600 for that. My heating bill's going up. The food's expensive. Like the list is just like never ending. Everyone's daycare's gone up. This has gone up. Bus fare's gone up. You know, it's too much for some people. I'm like, man, I don't, you know, it's too much.
So what was the name of that pepper that you was talking about that was burning you up?
So let me look up the name. Hold on. Let me get the bag 1 second because I can't. It's not scorpion pepper. I think it's Let me see the name.
She said it was burning her up while she was using the food dehydrator with it.
She said it went through her skin. She had on gloves. That didn't even work.
Man, I don't know. Them peppers must be some strong peppers because they use those gloves for fentanyl, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Hey, Mona, I see you there. If I missed somebody, I didn't see you. Sorry, forgive me. West African bonnet chili peppers.
Oh boy, you got seeds? You still got some seeds?
Yeah.
You see me all in your camera. I'm trying to look and see.
Oh, sorry. This is the dehydrated version.
Hey.
So I
Ooh,
tried
those look like jalopias or whatever them things.
Yeah, I thought they were scorpion, but the woman said no. Sky asked her for the name. I go, can you please send me the proper name? Because I like to label my seeds properly so I can know what I'm planting. So she told me, no, it's West African bonnet chili, but it looks like a scorpion pepper.
Yeah, somebody was telling me about that. He's from Gambia. I think, yeah, he's from Gambia. Because I was telling him, oh, no, I got the hottest pepper seeds in the world, man. I got the Carolina Reaper. He said, no, we got a pepper that's hotter than that. I said, oh, you do? So, yeah.
Well, when I
guess that's what it is.
That pepper heat, the heat is a scope, whatever they call that heat tolerance.
The Scoville.
Scoville unit, yeah.
I'm thinking of kombucha because Beth said they're kombucha. But I think, yeah, it's not on the list. I didn't see it on the list.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, but I have the seeds.
That's what's up. Now with that plant that also you acquire, you said you acquired a plant, correct? Or some cannabis? Plants, correct?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do clones off of them?
I don't even know what that means.
You got it.
I found out yesterday that there's a male and female. I'm like, what? What?
You don't want no dudes.
One's a male, one's a female.
Well, some people want.
What's the difference between the male and the female? What's the difference? Is it the seeds?
It got nuts.
It got. You want me to help out?
Yeah, you go. Anybody. I really don't know. I just know how to roll it in the paper and how to make tea. That's what I know.
As far as like the kidnap, you want the THC that some people want. You're not going to achieve that I'm gonna let Q handle it. Q might know a little something about it. You know anything about that, Q?
Yeah, I can help out a little bit. So basically your male plants are going to have pollen sacs on them that hang down. And not only that, the pollen sacs that the males have on them, they have like a stem that's attached to the actual sac. So it's almost like the sac is literally hanging off the plant. Now, the female plant, much like our ladies, you know, the flower part itself is actually attached to the body of the plant, like on the internode. So it just sits on there, and it's like there's no stem that hangs down, so there's nothing that makes it hang down. So it's easier. Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna send you so Urban, I'm gonna get your email and I'm gonna send you an email picture of both parts, and I'm gonna have a zoomed in picture of it. So I can see
the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do both flowers produce seeds, or just the female like that I can plant and replant again?
So because the cannabis plant is dioecious, meaning that it has two different sexes, it takes the male to now pollinate the female for the female to now produce the seeds.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to hand pollinate that now.
I'll tell you this.
I don't know if it's happened.
I'll tell you this. You won't have to hand pollinate if you let that male get old enough. Because let me tell you, that male, when it busts those sacs, it will literally paint your walls of your house.
It sounds like pornography, but it's planned. It's just kind of funny. Like it sounds like when I bust that.
hey, you remember that scene off Scary Movie when the dude was like, "Can you save my life? Can you save my life?"
That was funny. Okay, so I have about 4 plants in the garage because the raccoon was just, I don't know what was going on over there, and I have 3 plants somebody gave me in the ground still. Should I dig them up or should I leave them? I don't know. Like they'll come back every year when it's warm, right? I guess they'll come back.
So cannabis is not a perennial; it is an annual. Because when it gets cold, it'll just die. So if you can salvage it, and put it in a pot or something like that, and kind of repot it, it'll be better for it to survive the next season.
So it won't just drop seeds and the seeds will just pop up next.
Oh. So
that's
if
what I
it
thought.
drops seeds, you can just let it die and pick up the seeds.
Okay. I'll figure out what works. Hey, somebody got timed out. I wasn't watching. Mrs. Queen, what happened? Too many emojis, only 3. Sometimes it gets funky. And hey, Psalms 146. Yeah, sometimes it's like okay, and sometimes it just I don't know why it does that because other people are doing emojis and it's fine. So I don't know what happened, Mrs. Queen. It just accept Panya today. How do I stop Nightbot from leave Mrs. Queen alone? She was timed up for 5 seconds, and it's not me. It's Nightbot. I don't know why because other people are doing emojis too.
Yeah,
but thanks for
Nightbot,
everybody. If I missed you, sorry if I missed you, but I didn't see your name. But G Mama saying the female is the one with the flowers. The male produces mostly seeds with cannabis. Okay. I see one with a bushiness. Sorry, go ahead.
So let me add to it. So G Mama is partially correct on that, but the males they produce just pollen. Now I will tell you there is an outlier. So sometimes you'll have a female that goes hermaphrodite, or you'll have a male that goes hermaphrodite. And what that means is you'll have a female that will then shoot out balls and then pollinate itself. And you can have a male that produces female parts and then pollinate itself.
Woo! The plant
it's not very common though.
So
it's very rare for this to happen. It's very rare.
That's okay. So I'm gonna check that out. And then if I don't want the THC per se, like I just want to make tea. Well, I guess if I make tea and let it air dry, does that make the THC more powerful, or do I have to bake it? Like does that?
So I'll you go ahead, GG.
Go ahead, GT.
No, I'm gonna let a professional that does research. I'm gonna let because what I remember is that it has to be what is that called?
Oh, I got you. I got your back, GT. Cannabinoids.
The cannabinoids have to be cooked, and it's called
decarboxylation.
Yes, that it has to be done that for the before it's released or whatever. Yeah, go ahead, Q. Yeah. You got it.
So GT has it exactly right. So what GT is talking about is when you have cannabis flowers, what you need to do to now activate that flower to be edible, you need to heat it up to a certain temperature, which is called decarbing. People call it decarbing.
Yeah,
now when you heat it up to that certain temperature, it activates the THC for you to eat it. Because when you smoke it, you're burning it, so it activates it that way. But if you want to eat it, you have to heat it up to a certain temperature for it to activate in that kind of way.
But if I don't want to activate, I can just air dry it and make my tea, and it's fine. Like it's still
like so. And so to your point, if you want to make some tea that's kind of like not strong and doesn't really like give you the effects of like getting quote unquote high and things like that, you could literally take the fan leaves and dry it down. You could take the stems and dry it down. You could take all that stuff and you could just make a tea because every part of the plant has cannabinoids within it.
Okay, good.
Only the flowers have the THC in it.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Cause I want to just make sometimes regular tea. I don't want no I don't want to be knocked out for days because my uncle made some kind of liquid stuff. I don't know what he did.
Will make you feel nice and relaxed too. It won't get you high, but it'll make you feel nice and relaxed.
Which is I'm trying to work on the hypertension, so I'm thinking that would help with the hypertension without having to rely on medication. So I don't want to get too chill, but just natural. She got balls. That's gonna last for a lifetime. Got the balls.
Hey, the female was talking like, "Hi, how you guys doing? My name's Tina."
She got that bass, right? And then what's the difference between? I'm confused when I'm looking up online. Like, is hemp cannabis and cannabis hemp? Like, because to me it was just all ganja. I was confused. Like, is there a difference?
So hemp is known as Cannabis ruderalis, and the cannabis that you know of that gets people like actually high is called Cannabis sativa. They're two different species, but they can be interbred with each other, which is what makes autoflowers.
Oh, okay.
Hey, repeat that again, because I didn't know that. Would you just say, Q?
Okay,
say it again, please.
So when you take a hemp plant or a Cannabis ruderalis plant and you breed it with a Cannabis sativa, which is like the stuff people roll up and stuff, it will now make it'll make a psychoactive plant that flowers on its own timetable, which is called an autoflower.
And autoflower means that it's not seasonal. Like it'll flower whenever it wants. Like you get more flowers more often.
So typical cannabis is known as a photoperiod plant, which means that you have to have a certain light time to activate flowering. The autoflower plants, they will flower no matter if you have lights on 24 hours or whatever.
Oh, so it's almost easier to flower. The what you're talking about.
And in fact, to your point, most people who are beginners buy autoflowers because it's easier to deal with.
Okay, because I'm trying to. Somebody gave my dad some tea, and I was like, really? It's funny how you get older, and there was always a stigma with cannabis. And I had to talk to people because it's like, it's not about smoking it. I don't smoke it, but some people have certain health, like lupus. I have people who have lupus. I have people in my family who have seizures, and the medication for seizures actually destroys your liver. So you can't be just taking medications for these things because it's going to destroy your body. So cannabis is a natural thing. There are young children who are like under the age of 12 who have severe seizures. And it's been proven that eating, the brownies and stuff helps them to stop having so many seizures or none at all. So they have this stigma, like as if we're all just sitting here getting high and smoking and I don't know what they're talking about. But I said, no, the same way how you drink peppermint tea, the same way how you have other plants, it's the same thing. Like, why do you have this stigma? Because they were just influenced by the media. Like, oh, you're a druggie. No, we're not druggies. The pharmaceuticals are actually, come on. I was just like, come on.
A big part of why the government doesn't want people dealing with this stuff is because cannabis is known as one of the only. So, okay. So let me go into scientists a little bit. So
yeah,
cannabis
I'm listening. I'm gonna get some water, but I'm still listening.
Okay, so cannabis is known as an adaptogen. An adaptogen is any particular thing in nature that makes you cope with stress in a natural way better than anything else. So there are a few adaptogens. There's like certain types of mushrooms. There's certain cannabinoids and things like that.
What,
you have all your
herbs.
So every single herb is an adaptogen, like your lavender, all that stuff is all adaptogens. And what cannabis is, it's one of the world's strongest adaptogens on the face of this planet. So what it does is, so say you go somewhere and you can't eat because you're homesick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like cannabis will fix that. Say you go somewhere and you're not comfortable around the people, right? And you can't talk to them. Cannabis will fix that. Now, that's not known as normal pharmaceutical medicine because they can't categorize that now, right?
Yeah, I've watched some documentaries on that, and it's very political. I'm like, this thing is so political. It's disgusting. And then there were some people who had high level cancer, stage, beyond stage 4, and the doctor said they can't help you anymore. There's nothing they can do. And they started doing cannabis suppositories to get it right into your colon, because if you put it in from the rear, it absorbs right into your system. So if you
it avoids the liver, right?
Right. So then it helps with people who are like basically on like the last leg of cancer. And if you don't get some kind of work with the chemo's not working. This is not working. Nothing was working. And they gave, them weeks to live. That gave them more time to figure out how to move forward and maybe heal their body. And they know the science of it. They know there's a lot of studies, and they won't fund the studies because they already know the answer. And we couldn't. People here have been growing cannabis for years. They brought it from Jamaica and then in the house like a house plant and making their stuff. But they don't want people. They want to control it. Obviously, the same as alcohol. And they want it. They want a piece of the pie.
So like the crazy thing is, right? I mean, let me ask you a question. Do you think that with all the fancy facilities and all of the most cutting edge technology that they have, that they don't know exactly what cannabis does for people?
Yeah, they don't. I'm not going to say they know. They've been knowing from before.
Oh yeah.
They know from before the 60s. They've known before, from a long time. And they're trying to cover it up and put you into other categories and give you other meds in a pill form. And that's more destructive because there's some plants that people are finding and even certain fruits that are very healing for your body. And if they just powdered them and dried them and sold them across the world, a lot of the sicknesses would not even be an issue. But they don't get money off of being healed. They get money off of people being sick. And we're not doing anything about it. Maybe individually, yes, but not as a collective. We're not doing anything about it. The pharmaceutical industry, look at all the news broadcasts. Who's the main sponsor of all these news channels?
Oh yeah. That's why they got those. That's why they got those commercials that come on that literally be having Happy Bob smiling all happy and stuff like that. And then he over there dying on the inside, but they ain't gonna tell you all that. But here's the other issue of it, right? Like, okay, so you said that there's other fruits and vegetables and things like that have very healing properties to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't made that illegal, and let me tell you why. Because a lot of those things that you mentioned, they have more of an elaborate process to now get to the healing potential of that product. Now, with cannabis, it's like this weird miracle thing, because now you can just basically take this herb and roll it up and smoke, and it's going to do the same thing as if you did all the extracts and all this other stuff if you had the right thing to do it with. Now, they don't want you to know that as well. They don't want you to know that if you were to just like literally get yourself to the point where you're able to tolerate this thing, like you can literally make yourself adaptable to any situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about medically. I'm not talking about mentally. I'm talking about with your body.
Yeah. Because I'm becoming more interested in like how things work. And our body itself is an adaptogen. It can fix and modify and auto-correct certain things. And your brain is sending signals. And if the signals are flowing freely from your brain to your body, that's part of the problem, because our signals aren't flowing freely. There's a blockage there somewhere in terms of the atmosphere, the environment, the pollution, the chemicals in the food, and it's blocking the flow of the signals from your brain to your body. So it's not functioning optimally. That's one problem. And then the organs themselves are being poisoned with the food and the things that we're eating, or not even the food we're eating, what the food is missing, because the food nowadays is missing components. So it's not that they're adding, formaldehyde or whatever. I could name things. If they're not adding it to the food, they've removed the essential nutrients in the soil, so your vegetables are empty. There's nothing there. So we're focusing on chemicals. No, there's a lack of minerals in your food.
100%.
You're not getting. We're actually malnourished. Most of us in these streets in a first world nation are actually malnourished. We're not bloated.
Even more so than second world nations in some places.
Exactly. So they're having, flies and bloated bellies, but you're just as malnourished as they are. I was thinking of something, and I'm like, it's kind of judgmental or prejudiced, but I'll say it anyways. Why is it that people who are on the system, like food stamps and whatever program that you guys offer in each of the countries, why are they the most obese? Because in my mind, if you're lacking and you don't have the money to buy all this stuff and you're getting it, why are you fatter than anybody else? Shouldn't people who are wealthy be the fat ones and those who are not wealthy be the slimmer ones?
Processed food.
Yeah, but even if you're eating processed food, there's only so much you can eat in a day. So if you're eating 3,000 calories, yeah, you're gonna be fatter. But these people are beyond fat. They're morbidly like I saw a man whose ankle was as thick as somebody's neck. Your ankle's not meant to be that thick. Your wrist is not meant to be that thick. It was literally the size of a tree trunk. There was no definition, just a big old ankle. And his skin was all red and psoriasis and flaky because we don't know there's no circulation.
Oh, and then there's inflammation out the wazoo. You already know that.
Inflammation, psoriasis, all kind of problem. He had to have these ankle. And sorry if I missed you guys. Hi, Tasha. I saw you. I saw somebody else. Somebody else. Oh, who did I miss? Forgot her name. Sorry, but I saw you guys. He had to wear shortcake. That's it, shortcake. He has to wear like a tensor band. It was like, and I'm thinking, and then he has to get those electrical wheelchairs to move him around. And I'm thinking, it's not just about being impoverished or being low income. Like there's a problem. How are you so big that you can't even walk into the store? You have to roll in there with your wheelchair because you can't even move. You're not even enjoying. You're not enjoying the food. You're not enjoying life. You're not enjoying.
Let me cover another base for you real quick, right? So you know people who like, and I'm saying this in like genuine like and the curiosity of the conversation, right? Let's just say that. So the people who have weight problems as a result of their thyroid and things like that, a lot of that has to do with the mineral deficiencies that you were just talking about earlier in the conversation.
Right. And because I know I had a thyroid issue and nobody ever mentioned that. It was about, take this, take that, surgery, blah, blah, blah. There was no mention of something simpler to solve the problem at all. And I'm thinking, and now in hindsight, you're like, had I known this, had I known that, I would have.
And okay, to Shortcake's point, real quick, that I really want to say, and I'm not going to be long on that part. I just want to say, like, you have to regulate it, obviously, to some degree. Like, you can't, like, if it's out there, like, recreational use, it has to have, like, the same stipulations as alcohol to some degree. You can't be smoking and driving. You can't be smoking and doing surgery. You can't be smoking and doing all this other stuff. Like, that should kind of be like.
Some of these people be using white powder and doing surgery.
Oh my God.
I know for a fact. And you're not getting drug tests often, so they're putting all this stigma on cannabis, but really the problem is other things. Because there's more people doing Coca-Cola and what's the other one? Prozac, Bennett. What's the other one that Michael Jackson had?
Ritalin?
Demerol, and all these other things people be taking. I know for a fact who are in high performance jobs. And it's only when they get caught, but they've been doing it for a long time before they got caught. I know for a fact there's 3 guys I know who are transport drivers, the big trucks that can kill people and they drink all the time. They drink like a fish. Drink all the time.
Yeah. Like I forgot I think it was Shortcake that just mentioned that it affects people differently.
Yes.
When I came back up here to Alaska, and I partake because it was my birthday, and what happened is I did too much, and it's really, 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 really strong up here. So I partake, and I end up having to go to the hospital. I'm talking about it was terrible. I'm talking about I thought the plane, I passed out like 8-9 times and stuff. They had to do tests on me and everything. And I tried a gummy about a year ago, and I had more than I actually needed. And it's because I have a low tolerance. And yeah, that was one time, and that was it. I had to go to sleep. Yeah, so it does affect people differently.
Correct. Yeah.
My tolerance is very low. I don't drink. I don't have many habits, and yeah, I can't do those. And I made those. I don't know. Let me stop talking.
No. And hi, Jason Ewing. And I think I missed somebody, but hi, everybody. I see you. But if you see me trying to wave, I'm waving at you because I saw the comment on the screen. Why do I feel like you're talking about my ankle? Like, I'm not
But,
skinny. I'm not talking like I'm skinny, but there comes a point even for me where I don't feel good in my body. Like it just doesn't feel good. And I don't need someone else to tell me, an external person to tell me, okay, you need to do something about it. But what is it that's triggering these people to continue down a road that is hurting them? That is the real issue, because whatever they're putting in their food for these people, it's beyond addiction. It's beyond it. It's something more powerful, because
I kind of have a theory. I kind of have a theory that's based. I'm sorry. I kind of have a theory that's kind of based in fact a little bit, and not a little bit. It's based in fact. And my thing is, I think that we're having a meat eater's paradox in the world. I don't think it's anything wrong with us eating meat, but I think that because of the mineral deficiencies that we do have in the concentrations of meat that we do eat, that is also deficient. Mm-hmm. Think about this C word that happened with us and why it happened across the board so much, and why hasn't it happened all through history as to that degree? Why are these monkeypoxes and things popping up now? It is definitely, and I don't know exactly the link to it, because I'm not a licensed scientist, but I'll tell you this: there is a definite link to nutritional deficiency within the inflammation that is taking us over as a people.
Mm-hmm. And I believe also that people are tampering with viruses and whatever they're doing, and amplifying their effectiveness to kill certain things.
Oh yeah, I think it's
I don't want to say it too clearly because I don't know where this is going to go, but gain of function and all these words that have been thrown around, because when the thing first came out, when the Kofifi first happened, and you hope you know what that means. The whole story about a wet market and all them foolishness, and people are like, yeah. And I'm thinking here, listen here, people may be dumb, but we're not that dumb. Ain't no damn wet nothing. Ain't no damn, because there's something been going on for generations. It wouldn't just amplify so quickly. This happens over years and something that's being what's the word? It's changing or morphing into something more powerful.
Oh yeah,
that happens over.
Think about it like this too. You have so many people win Powerball. People win the Powerball, right?
Yes.
And there's way more microbes than there are people. There's more bacteria than there are people. So why haven't the bacteria hit the Powerball 1 million times by now?
This is just, and when it wet market, and oh no, it's not a leak. It's a nothing happened. There was no leak. I'm like, there was a leak. Give it some time. Somebody who didn't get eliminated will still survive and be able to tell the true story. But there was a leak, because you're not fooling nobody with no wet market, because that was released in the population for a reason. And the people who were they had, we have the solution. We have the solution. Get this solution and you'll be okay. No, the solution is also part of the problem, because that's going to add on to other problems that have now been released, talking about all people are getting Alzheimer's, they're getting long haul symptoms, they're getting myocarditis, they're getting, what else is happening? There's so much things that are happening as a result of the solution. Meanwhile, the solution is exercise, healthy body weight, proper nutrition. People who kept going to the gym throughout this whole 2 years and had better results. And when they did contract it, they bounce back a lot faster than the rest of us. People who don't smoke, people who don't, and had a healthier way of living. Those people who rush and get solution 1, then solution 2, and then now solution 3 and 4. And I said, how much solutions are we're going to keep getting, guys? It doesn't make no sense. Make it make sense. Someone's getting money for all these solutions. And you guys are running. Oh, yeah. People are like, I'm running to the 5 o'clock in the line to go get the solution. 5 a.m. you're in line. I made it. I got it. I got selected to get the Pfizer and the so-and-so brand over the other brand. And they're lining up, at the crack of dawn. I'm like, the only time I've lined up for concert tickets or to see a celebrity. I've never lined up at 5 or 4 in the morning for a quote-unquote solution.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
Hey, but I'm going to get off here, y'all. I got to go ahead and start heading to the job now. My time is up, but I'm going to be in the chat. I'm going to be listening in.
Thanks,
I just wanted to come into the conversation and listen and have a good time with y'all.
Thanks, Linecrest.
All right, Palmer Q.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Much love.
But yeah, I didn't like, the information that I was getting, and I chose to unplug from the matrix and just do my own research. I talked to my wife today how a fresh bell pepper is $3 for one, but they sell 3 boxes Little Debbie snacks. Same, yes. If you're poor, you're not buying the bell pepper when trying to feed an entire family. Correct.
That processed food.
But even the processed food, because I went to the store today, and we like a microwavable society. Because if I have $50, I'm not buying the Debbie's cupcakes. I'm going to buy a bag of rice because that can last a good amount of time and make you feel full. I'm going to buy pasta. I'm going to buy some sauce. I'm going to buy oats and cornmeal and things that are more stick to your bones. We're choosing to buy the Debbie's and the flake. I love me some flakies. Not gonna lie, I love me some flakies. And you know those
what's flakies?
It's like a pastry with like the cream inside and the raspberry jelly. It's like a.
Is it made by Little Debbie?
It's a competitor, but same. It's all the same. It's all the same junk. Hey, Aritabe. But yeah, it's just like we're choosing. Like even though it's cheaper to buy the snack foods, you can buy a bag of beans or peas. I call them red beans, and you can make chili. That you can buy certain things, but you have to put in the work to cook them. And we don't want to cook. We want to just press a button or whatever, and then it's ready to go. That's really the problem. I think more so than the fast food. We don't want to put in any effort to feed ourselves. Spoon and Sunshine is saying, started making her own tea garden to grow her own medicine. I'm trying to go bigger with what area? Okay, yes. And she's saying she has fibromyalgia, and that's why she's doing some more research because she's having a lot of pain. But yeah, I would do some research. I think G-Mom would do some research because there is some benefits to cannabis, but you have to speak to your doctor and make sure the source of the oil is a good source. I know someone that happened to too. He went to jail when he partook. I think he's calling it the pokey poke. I think she's with poke. Hold on, let me catch up with the chat. Let's do Tintam injects yes, exactly. That's why I got back walking, and GT was walking, got me encouraged to get back. Exactly. We can't keep sitting down and doing the same thing. Only half an edible for newbies. You can't handle the whole magical brownie in real life. Yep. Someone went to the hospital. He had the same reaction you did, GT, but it's almost like he had a mental, like he was like, what do you call that?
Schizophrenic.
Drug-induced psychosis. Like he was almost like a mental, like, because he had the thing, it was too strong for him. Strong. And then now he's fine, but don't take that. A nice glass of wine every now and then, absolutely no smoking. I can't even, yeah, exactly. But when the monkey thing came around, or it's around, I'm like, another thing. And now there's another thing called tomato flu. Like, yeah, get healthy, guys. Get healthy. It was propofol. I can't say that word. I don't know why. Propofol. MJ used. Oh, Michael. Okay. I thought it was Demerol. Same drug used when getting a colonoscopy. Lot of mercy. You see, people are using things for the different reasons, and they're getting addicted to it, and they're high performing jobs. Don't get it twisted. Some of these high performing jobs, they're addicted to heavy drugs. Just nibble till you get used to it. Yeah, nibble. I'm gonna try it, but I'm not gonna have a lot. No meat. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, I know you've been doing.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. I'm doing it once a week. Meat once a week on Sundays, and then the rest is plant-based. But I want to see what I'm gonna do, because my outbreak of my skin, I don't know what caused it, but I gotta figure that out. But that's good. Like once you stop though, you get used to not having meat. You don't even crave it. Like eggplant comes like meat. Eggplant is like a steak, and all the other dishes that it's just so much more enjoyable. So I'll keep it up. I would say keep it up. I'm always encouraging people on my content to utilize their gardens with medicinal herbs. Yes. she has a lot of information, Renaissance grandma, a lot of information, because she has so much reactions to her. I think she has gluten allergy and she can't eat meat. Like there's certain things that she chose not to eat because of her health. And she has a lot of information, Renaissance grandma. So get what we can from our elders, because this information is not always in books. We have to get the information from our elders. It's going to be yearly, like a flu shot. I wasn't getting the flu shot, so I don't know why they, were forcing us to get the other thing. I wasn't getting the flu shot.
I thought I was going to lose my job. Sorry.
Yeah. Some people did lose their jobs. Some people did lose their jobs. So here too.
They kept recommending certain things for me because of I work in healthcare, and
correct.
I didn't understand. I said I didn't get certain things, and if it protects you, why? I don't understand that. And they was telling me certain things, and I was like, that just don't make sense. I was like, if you're getting it, why do I? How does? I didn't get it. I really didn't. So I just let it go, and I had been there almost 10 years, and I told my supervisor, I was like, if y'all. I said, you can't make me do anything. I said, I'm not saying that I'm against it. I'm just saying that, I don't understand
making it a requirement to be employed is cruel and unusual punishment as far as I'm concerned. There's no issue.
I wanted more answers.
Correct.
And it was like you can't be. You can't be a. You can't. You can't give it to someone else or whatever. And I was like, so why do I need to get one then? If I didn't understand, I really didn't understand it. And I wore my mask because they said it was a lot of stuff that I just didn't understand. And now it's just so relaxed. They was like, hey, if you no symptoms, come to work. I was like, so we went through all of that? Like, I don't understand. So I'm still at my job.
Casings said that her brother and her cousin took the solutions and both died from blood clots. And that's what happened with, the person I know has a history of blood clots. Somebody in their family died of blood clots for another reason just before the pandemic started. So the doctor gave them a note because legitimately they were very likely to get blood clots. There's already a family history, and they wouldn't take the doctor's note. And you're asking somebody who knows that they could die from this and has children to take care of to take it because they won't be employed when they have a valid note, just two individuals, and the third person had to have open heart a surgery a while ago, and it's not a fake excuse. I'm talking about people with real reasons, and they would not. They said, too bad, take the first one, and if you have a reaction, then you don't have to take the second one. So dying is a reaction? Like, really? So they lost their jobs. They did lose their jobs. But you're asking me to choose my job over being here for my children. Because if I pass on as a single mother, who's going to take care of my children? And then I'm hearing lately that there's in other countries, people who did what's the word I want to be careful with my words. People who did
inoculation,
and people who did
fall asleep. I can't find one.
Fall asleep permanently. I'll say fall asleep permanently. Aren't getting insurance coverage. They're not paying out any claims for that because it was quote unquote experimental. I saw that happen in France on the news and somewhere else. So you need to read your insurance clauses because it's coming out now that you chose to take an experimental procedure and they're not paying out the claim.
Wow.
So most people wanted more information because it was so new and everyone's just scrambling. It wasn't clear what you're telling people and why. And they wouldn't give people a chance to make their own decisions. And it's not about and they made it about being for or against it. It wasn't about for or against. It's about choosing what's best for your particular situation. Because if you have pre-existing conditions, this could be detrimental to you. And it has been. If you already have blood clot issues, if you already have heart issues, and now you're having myocarditis, and they're not telling you, I haven't seen this on the news, on the mainstream news. I had to go and research it myself. Hey, Rusty bent but not broken. Thanks for stopping by to support. Appreciate that. No TV ad promotes bag of rice. Yeah, exactly. Like we're choosing to buy the crappy food. We have a choice, but I understand how difficult it is because I stopped watching TV. I don't watch TV. Which WK because it's them donut sticks.
Oh man.
Because I stopped watching TV. So I'm not seeing all those ads. Like most people see those ads. Because them McDonald's burger look sweet on the TV when you see the bun and the juicy burger meat dripping. But when you go buy it, it tastes like crap. It's all in your head. It's all this food porn. And they get you, your mouth salivating. You have to have this what's that restaurant? And you have the jingles in your mind. You know the jingles of these food items and you associate them with happiness. When you open that crisp can of cola or the Etsy and you and you pour it and you're at a baseball game and it's always happy and enjoying the life. And then you're smoking something and it's like you always have these beautiful women around you and you're just like, living the dream. No, you're killing yourself. That's what you're doing. So stop watching all those damn commercials and maybe we'll all be better off because it's literally it's propaganda and it's brain altering, manipulation. That's what they're doing with these commercials because half the time I know KFC don't taste good. It don't taste good. But the picture of the KFC on the commercial looks so good. It looks so crispy. It looks so delicious. And that's what you have in your mind. And when you're eating it, you make it taste good because in your mind it tastes good. But in reality, it doesn't taste good. But why do we keep falling for it? Hey, amateur angler, why do we keep falling for it? Like, why do I keep falling for it? I cannot pass M&Ms if I cannot pass M&Ms. I went today to go buy. I couldn't find the M&Ms, the one with the peanut inside. I was like, "Where's the M&Ms?" The store, the dollar store. Where's the M&Ms? Oh, we don't have. How you don't have the M&Ms? She was like, we don't. I was like so upset. Like, where's the M&Ms? Oh my goodness. Oh yes, you're right. Sorry for your loss, Casey. I didn't even say that. So
yes. Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss. Only time I lined up to get stuff is at the embassy. Yes, exactly. Or Black Friday. Not to get that treatment. My God, the world's gone mad. And if you don't go mad with it, they push you like you're something wrong with you, like you're weird. The pokey poke. Let me see what this person said. I sued my doctor after that. Okay. You're talking that ITEL. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move to the ITEL thing. But I like me a beef burger though sometimes. I do like some beef sometimes. But I'm gonna have to just do what I did before and split with a family and buy a cow from a farmer. And then they raise it and they butcher it, and then you get your portion. And that was the best beef I've had in a long time. And the best chicken I had in a long time. When you ordered it directly from the farm and they told you when it was ready and you came with your big cooler with your ice and you picked it up and you came right home and put it in your freezer.
Wow, I've never had that before.
Doing. Yeah, because this year going to the grocery store and buying all this crap that they force feed and they put hormones in, nah. I know, but they arrested him. Okay. Let me just keep going in the chat 1 second here to catch up. My friend saw the devil in the trash can because he got too. Yeah, they start hallucinating. Yeah,
that stuff is so powerful. Like, if I ride around the corner right here from my job, they have a shop here. Like we have marijuana shops here where you go and buy it and stuff.
Over here too, every corner, literally.
Yeah. And they make so much money. They make so much money.
Because the Rastaman them who was doing it for years are all locked up, and then these people are making the money now. So how is that fair?
They found a way to monetize it.
Yeah, they
can claim their taxes and make you do certain things, and they're gonna, they're gonna figure out a way once they can figure out how to tax it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the problem I'm having, because fine, you made it. First of all, my problem is twofold. When it was illegal, the timeline for the punishment didn't fit the crime, because you got people selling white powder here that's more dangerous and more deadly. All the different white powders that they make, that's more deadly than what grows out of God's earth. Yes, you're choosing to burn it and smoke it, but the punishment didn't fit the crime. Number one. Number two, now that it's legalized, why are they still in jail? Why you haven't reassessed the offenders, them who went in there for that, and reassessed them crime and let them out? Why are they still in there?
They associated some of that with violence, but then they have armed security, they have security guards and all that stuff. So you protect your investment, but when it was illegal, they didn't want those people to protect their investment. Man, it seems kind of backwards.
It is.
But yeah.
Shorkick saying my granddad saw the devil too and ran out the house screaming, and he did lie to us grandkids a lot to keep us in line. She said. So her granddad got so inebriated that he saw the devil too. My God, maybe it puts you into your the third dimension, and we shouldn't be going there. We should stay right here on Earth in our mind.
It's scary.
The third dimension. Yeah.
It's scary. When I experienced it, I didn't want to ever be there again. So that was it. It was like, you know what? This is telling me that I don't need to partake. It's not cool. And once something tells me no, I'm like, okay, I hear you loud and clear. No. And that was a solid no for me. Yeah.
That people think it's a joke. Like it's a fantasy. I don't believe it's a fantasy. I think you've entered the third dimension and you don't know how to hey Gary, hold on, let you up. You don't know how to handle it. We're not supposed to be in that third dimension unless you're spiritually, awakened. But he even told us children that we were made of children.
Sure, okay, got more.
How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing Gary. How y'all doing, Urban GT?
We're good.
Y'all doing all right?
How's is it Bella? How's Bella?
Oh, she's doing all right. She's been out playing a lot. She's about tuckered out right now, so she's just laying down in her little enclosure. And I saw you was on. I've been kind of burnt out, I guess, a little bit lately on doing all of these live streams. So I'm trying to pay attention to some of the things. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to change the subject because I found the subject quite interesting. But I've been kind of burnt out on doing some of these live streams. So I'm just, I'm not doing as many or, jumping into them so quickly. But sometimes I see somebody on and, I just had to come on. I saw you on and wanted to come into your live stream. What's up, David Corey? Good to see you, bro.
And just Josh. But can I ask you a question, Gary, since you're here? I know you had the Kofifi 2 times. Was any time worse than the other?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. No, the first time was easy. First time was easy. I may not have even known I had it, except for the loss of smell and taste. I had slight symptoms, but it wasn't bad. The second time was harder. You could tell that I could tell that I was under the weather. Most of it was the congestion and harder on the breathing. So it was not. And there's a few things I'd be willing to talk with y'all about that. But there may be some things I'm willing to discuss in the after hours type thing that I've heard that I guess I'm not.
I won't let you go. Like you'll use wisdom. You're not going to say too much now, but I had it once and I was wondering if, because I've had it, and if I get it again, it won't be an issue because I have the antibodies, but you're saying in some cases it didn't really help. Like you had more symptoms.
I did. The first time was in 2020. And the second time was, I guess it ended about a month ago, or maybe a month and a half. It's hard to keep track of time for me. I'm old, but that's no excuse, but it's true. So anyhow, yeah, it was harder on me the second time than it was the first.
Okay, because I'm concerned about some of my elderly, and some people who've taken the solution. It's fine, but the solution doesn't have a long efficacy anyway, so that's long worn off. So that whole idea that that's going to protect you is not true. So you still have to, be careful. I'm telling them to be careful and to not be all over out in these streets amongst other people, especially during flu season. And they're saying, "Oh, it's over, it's done, it's over with." It depends on who you are, because if you have pre-existing conditions, it could still just be as detrimental to you now as 2 years ago. So I'm trying to get my elderly to, be cautious and, don't be around a lot of people and, that kind of thing. But,
sure.
The media, it's fine. It's not really fine, but I can't force them,
Sure. I think that when it has become normalized as far as, what it is, I think that I personally believe that it's still, it can hurt somebody, and there's still people, I believe, that will lose their life from it. I think that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, but we still have to live our lives too.
Right.
I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I just try to ask them to be more conscious of where you're going, because I have to be conscious of where I'm going too, because I don't want to carry germs back to them. So
sure.
A lot of people are like, well, why am I still wearing a mask in the stores? I'm like, I'm around certain elderly people, and I really don't think I could live with myself if I'm carrying back germs to them just by, and mask is not going to solve all the problems. I understand, I understand the science, but it does make me feel better that I'm not intentionally walking around and spreading germs to people who could be, vulnerable.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
I should also mention, I guess, that I haven't taken that thing I think people are calling it the jab. I'm not trying to tell anybody whether they should or shouldn't. I believe that's a personal decision people have to make. But
correct, yeah. I think it's a personal decision, and I think, without going into details of for or against, it's just I really believe that if you have a medical doctor who knows your family history and has analyzed your history and the risks for you, you should have a right to make a decision that's best for your particular case and not be forced into something. And I don't think it's appropriate for doctors to not be able to treat each patient independently and not as a collective. Because as I said, I have people who have history of blood clotting, and other people do not have a history of blood clotting. Why is it that they're forced to go down the same funnel of healthcare as someone who does not have blood clotting history? It doesn't make sense.
I would agree, but see, here's the thing, though. You have some individuals, such as myself, and I'll just mention myself since I can only speak for me. But they have, you have some folks like me who believe in individual choice and individual rights and individual, and then you have others that think that they should be able to tell everybody what to do. And unfortunately, it seems to be a constant struggle between the two. I think that my personal opinion is that we all need to, find some common ground and stick with the things, in my opinion, that are good for all of us and allow us to make our own decisions. But that's just the way I feel.
Okay, and I'm seeing that Mrs. Queen had it twice as well. Her first time it was bad, second time it was good. Okay, so you probably built up built up a defense. I know of people who had the solutions and boosters and still got really sick. Yeah, because they didn't. They're not telling you the truth about the efficacy of it. It doesn't last more than so many weeks. It's just that's what it is, and they have yet to be honest about it. Hi, trash can, fashion lover.
What I did,
I'll leave it at that. Like I'm just want to deal with it with the science. I'm not for or against. I'm for people making the choice for yourself. Go ahead, GT. Are you want to say something?
yeah, I had a question about it. I was working with a person, and they went and got it. The inoculation, jab, whatever you want to call it. They got it, and the day after they got it, they got sick, and people were they were saying, "Oh, it was because of this and that," and it just didn't make sense because I seen that person the day before, and they were fine, and then the next that later that day they went to go get the thing, and then they got sick immediately after, and then they went and got the test, and it came up like that, and I just didn't understand it, and I still don't understand it. And then I know somebody that that had it, and for like 6 months their cough was just there, it would not leave, and I just didn't understand. I was like, man, this thing is weird. It affects certain people differently, and I don't think that they're telling the truth about everything. So I was very leery. It wasn't that, for or against. It was just things just didn't make sense, and it's still like that right now. Like I know a person. No, I'm not even going to share that story. But yeah, I just didn't understand it, and I still don't understand it.
Hey, Sheena.
Okay, so Sheena's saying she doesn't wear a mask. She didn't have the solution or the bug. Well, not yet, but everyone's going to get it because it's in the atmosphere. And she has lupus. But I believe that Sheena eats very well and she exercises, which is part of keeping yourself healthy, which they did not share with people. And by having everybody locked away, that was not good. But I don't eat sugar exactly. And Mrs. Queen, you gave some advice earlier. You are correct, because that was my experience as well. And sugar, I learned, helps it to travel through your body, helps the virus to travel through your body. It travels on sugar cells, based on what I saw on this this research. So if you're eating a lot of sugar and your blood has a lot of sugar in it, the virus will move more quickly through your body and replicate. So by her mentioning that she does not eat sugar, that's a very important attribute. So processed food, I had to force myself to eat and drink. And I had sorrel in my home still. So I was drinking sorrel with the ginger and the clove and all those natural stuff. I was inhaling eucalyptus. I was, certain things. And it helped me. And all the things that I was doing through the 2 years the 1 year to not get sick was the right thing to do, but I wasn't taking enough of it. That's what I learned to understand later. So some of the supplements that people talk about taking, I'm not going to say them, but it's been written in the chat here. Some of them, those two are very important. And I wasn't taking enough of it for my weight, my height, and in general. So they tell you on the bottle what to take. That's not enough. So do your own research. Again, this is not medical advice. The second thing on that comment, the letter K, I didn't know about that till later on. And that helps you absorb the D. So if you're not taking the K, you're not really absorbing effectively the D. So we're not telling you this. And I had to learn, and I'm telling people in my circle, take the this, take the that, and I tell my parent, everybody, and they've seen an improvement. The D for me, I have to take at least 5,000. I can't take the one pill. I got to take a lot more than what they're telling me to take. The letter C, I got to take the letter C up until I can tolerate it, because if you take too much, you get diarrhea. You have to push your way up until you can get up to at least 10,000 units of the letter C. Again, talk to your doctor and talk to your naturopathic doctor, because your medical doctor may not give you the information about supplements. So get a naturopath who's licensed and get your information. and watch people's channels who are medical doctors to get the information. Sorry, go ahead, Gary.
I was just two things, I guess. I want to say hey to Broke Farmer. He said hello to us.
Yeah, I'm waving, guys. If you don't see me talk, I'm waving with your comments, so you know I'm talking to you.
But I also wanted to note, isn't it interesting to me that that since this whole thing, I mean, you see, we're sitting here dancing around the subject, dancing, and we have to, because, you know, Lord knows if you just address things straight on and say what you think and say what you mean, you know, so many times, you know, it's frowned upon. It's,
Right.
you know, and if you want open and frank discussion, that's something you can't have. That's something that you can't, you know, but yet we're having to do it because of the things that are going on. Things are changing. And I don't know if it's for the better or the worse. I suspect it's for the worse, but I don't know. But those, well, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking out loud here. And
No problem.
You know,
No problem. Just everyone needs to do their own research, because you can't continue to eat what they're serving, because what they're serving may not be honest and truthful. Or let me rephrase that. It may be an ounce of truth and 10 pounds of lies. And you're not going to be able to decipher the difference, because there is truth in what they're saying, but it's enwrapped and enveloped with a lot of lies. And it's causing a lot of confusion. And instead of us doing our research and talking intellectually with facts, everyone's getting angry and fighting each other. And that's the plan. So that you're for it. No, you're against it. Oh, you're selfish because you're not getting it. You're selfish. Whether or not I or you have a solution doesn't negate the fact that you are responsible for your own health. And me not having something does not make you sick. You get sick because your body can't fight it. And they have us fighting over, well, you didn't get it, so that's why I'm getting sick, because that's the most ridiculous logic I've ever heard in my life. And we're sitting back and watching everybody fight. That's what they want. Because now people who are fighting aren't reading the documentaries. They're not reading the studies from across the globe, not just American studies, European studies, Italian studies, Israeli studies, French studies, and doctors from around the globe who are telling you stuff, and their channels are being censored and their videos are being taken down for misinformation when they're licensed to give this information. So who's telling them it's misinformation? Some high school student who works behind the desk saying click misinformation, when that person's a licensed person and they have peer-reviewed studies. So if their misinformation is misinformation, who's licensed to give accurate information? And let me read it for myself. Go ahead.
So
Sorry.
true.
I'm ranting.
No, I have to go. My battery's at 8%. I thought I was charging it in the car and I forgot. But
It's okay.
yeah.
It's okay.
All right, y'all.
We'll talk
Y'all
to you
have a
about
good one. Appreciate you letting me come up, Irvin.
No
all right, then
You're
Gary. All right,
good to
then.
see
You have a good one. You too
I'll
now.
drop the link again, guys, so somebody else wants to go. But let me see you if I haven't seen you before on my channel, so I can see that you're, you know how that goes, Gary. People are just doing some weird things
Oh, yes, ma'am.
and not having on clothes and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've seen a few pop up on one or two that had no business being on there. That's for sure.
Yes, I know Dr. Bean. Sheena, I watched his stuff. Yep. And they showing you the studies. It's not just talking out of their head. So people need to do their own research. Oh, we're talking about the Kofifi, the 2 years of Kofifi. We're calling it Kofi because that's what I learned from Gary. He called it the Kofifi. So now I call it Kofifi.
Well, I don't.
And the solution is the injection. So we're calling that the solution for code words. Yes, he shows the research exactly. They're very and I don't know, Sheena, do you watch Dr. Campbell? I like Dr. Campbell's channel. It's yeah, I like Dr. It's over, so they say. But some people here, like Gary had it twice. Some people have had it twice, and the second time hasn't been easy. So it's not a pandemic, but people can still have detrimental effects. And some people have, I had long haul effects, and I had to take drastic actions to heal my body because I couldn't function. I was tired. They want division. They want division, and people aren't like, the arguments that I'm hearing don't make any sense. You can't tell. Oh, we have a troll. Is there a troll? Oh, so hold on a second here.
Wearing a trash bag as clothing.
Hold on. Let me thank you, Broke. I think I can do it in StreamYard, but I don't remember how. So let me just go to my YouTube and do it there, because I don't know what these people talking about. I saw him comment, but all right, Mr. Troll, you have time to come and bother people, so we have time to block you, because we don't know why I have time. We have been serious conversation here, and you just, there you go.
I can't think of a time since I've been around that there hadn't been, that there's been a more urgent need for people to come together. And yet, everything I see, and I think part of that is the rise of clickbait and so many, forms of entertainment becoming available. The big news when I was young, there was only 3 channels. And, when it come to the news, you watched either NBC, ABC, or CBS. Now you can turn on and watch to a number of things for your entertainment or news, or you get some outrageous claims on some of the stuff out there, just getting people to try to click on their channel. I'm not exactly sure where I'm heading with this, other than to say that, people say some of the most ridiculous stuff because they know you're going to click on that and you're going to be outraged. Well, I've basically just turned it all off, and that's probably not the right approach.
No, I did the same thing. I did the same thing because you have to protect your peace and your mental health, especially if you don't have any other mechanism. So that's what I did as well.
Yes, ma'am.
For a long time.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I was just so annoyed and even got angry about a lot of things. And that's not the way I treat people. I believe in being good to one another, helping those folks around you. And I think there's a greater need for that today than there was 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Correct. And, I was talking earlier about, the food choices and obesity and the all that stuff. That's within our control, as well as our health, which would help us not get so sick when things are flu seasons around here now. And, we have to take control of our own health and our own body. And we can't, the whole idea of pointing the finger and the whole propaganda about protect the people around you by doing X, Y, and Z. That's never been. It's about protecting yourself. That's basic human nature, is to protect yourself and your immediate family. No offense, it's not my job to protect somebody else.
That's right.
That's never been that's not your job, my job, anyone else's job. And to have the audacity and billboards all around the place, protect other people and I'm doing it for you and not for me. That was a slogan. No, I'm doing it for me, nobody else. Because when I came in here in this earth, I came in here alone. And when I leave this earth, I'm leaving alone. So anything in the middle is going to be me first. Not being selfish, but just me first. And the rhetoric is ridiculous. We need to take, hey, Erica, ownership of our own health and body. And the solution was never a solution. Like, look at the data. It only lasted for, they said, 3 months. By the time it wore off, you got sick. Like, look at the data. People are acting like, I got the solution, so I'm safe. You had it 6 months ago. That wore off a long time ago. And you're still smoking, you're still drinking, you're still fat, you're still not exercising, still. Like, come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And when people start talking about weight, your body shaming. people got accused of body shaming. No, it's not body shaming. If you have an animal that's overweight, if your dog is overweight, do you not put your dog on a diet, Gary? Do you not make your dog exercise and go for more walks if your dog is overweight? Because what's your vet going to say? That your dog is unhealthy, correct?
Yeah.
So why is it animals can be put on diets and exercise regimens, but people can't?
Yeah.
Because you're hurting my feelings and you're offending me, but your fatness is offending me too. What about that? And you're wearing no clothes, like, obviously that's a bit rude, but you get the point. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Well, I agree 100%. People need to take responsibility for their own actions. I mean, it's while on one hand I do feel it's important to help somebody, you do have to take responsibility for yourself to begin with before that can happen.
And sorry to hear that, Cottonwood. I'm not judging you. I know people had to make some difficult choices. And they made the choice because it was an ultimatum. So no judgment here. I know you and other people had to make decisions because of other factors. Somebody had to get it to visit their family member in the hospital, keep their job, all other reasons. And that is why I don't like what they did. They weren't fair to people. It wasn't fair. And people were heroes at first who were working in healthcare for 2 years without it. They were heroes. And then after they were the oppressors after when they wouldn't get it. That's not, like, make it make sense. They were out there, frontline workers were getting praise and courage and being sent food and we were taking care of the frontline workers. But then after a year and a half, we turn our backs on the frontline workers. Like,
Shortcake says something about, yes, blood pressure and diabetes medicine only lasts a day.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me go down. Where is she?
Okay. She's one of the last two.
I see now. Okay.
Something else. I don't know if it's pertinent to anything, but I know of at least 2 people that ended up having diabetes after they caught the covfefe. I don't know. It just struck me as being.
I heard that as well. And I'm going to see what their explanation is, because I do know they said that sugar makes it go through your body faster and it feeds on sugar. I don't know if that now changes your pancreas and makes it operate. Like, I don't know, but they're going to find the reason why soon enough. But
sure,
I think it's because of that. But I pick living and eating right over 6. Okay, yes. I agree, Sheena. Well,
it could be just coincidence. I mean, I don't know. My wife is one of those 2 people, but I just wanted to come on and say hey, and
thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you as always.
Yes, and I'm always on your channel, so you'll see me lurking sometimes, but I'm always there. You and Devil Dog, I'm always there, or Al Shafe, I'm there as well.
I know you good people. And I just want to say thank you and say hey, let you know that I'm here. I am going to be down in the basically chat. I've got you on the TV and the computer. So we're good. We're in good shape. Showing some love.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll drop the link again, guys. And so something came to my mind, but now I can't even remember what I was going to say. And I probably should go to the washroom because I drank so much water now. So now let's go to the washroom, but I'll take a quick commercial break. But something came to my mind. I can't remember what it is now. Covfefe. I got that from Belt Loop. I think it's cute because you can't just say things. The platforms and all the platforms are censoring people and claiming you're not within the guidelines or it's misinformation. And even that we need to decipher who's determining that it's misinformation. And the people who are determining it are not licensed or educated enough to even make that determination. That doesn't make sense. Let me just quickly check. Let me check something here just to make sure I'm not overlapping somebody. Okay, I don't see her on, so I guess she's not. Okay, I don't want to overlap somebody. But let let me just keep up with the chat now. Give me a second here. I am one of those people that became diabetic and lost my hair after having Kofifi. Wow. Sorry to hear that. And is there any thing from the doctor that they can do? Like, I know people who, when they're pregnant, get gestational diabetes. Is it like that? Like, will your body readjust back and diabetes goes away? I'm not sure. Give me a second here to. The reason is the thing is an experiment and they are learning by what people report to them. Correct. And that's if they acknowledge that the reports are linked to that, because they're not linking everything to that. It was invented too quickly for me to know everything about the side effects. Yes, for them to know. Yes, exactly. And then when people were apprehensive about it, they were made to feel stupid and dumb. And now they're finding out that they were right all along. You don't even know what you're talking about, but they want to make you feel stupid. You should just say, we're not 100% sure, but they made you feel stupid. And I have a problem with that. So, some people took it because they had no choice, because I know over here, companies were forced, certain companies and government jobs or certain thing like that were forced to make a policy to force their employees to get it. But yeah, lab reps. But I'm going to take a quick commercial break. Sorry, be right back. So I drank too much water, so sorry. I can't even pretend, so give me a second. Okay, I'm coming back. Okay, thank you for the commercial break. Okay, I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, free lab rats, exactly. So I hope we learned a lot of lessons from what happened in the last 2 years and where we're getting our information from and who is sponsoring these news broadcasts. And the news broadcasts are sponsored by pharmaceutical companies. So I don't think we should be expecting unbiased, nonpartisan information from an entity that is funded by the pharmaceutical industry. That doesn't even make sense. So I hope I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's health is doing well. I hope you're able to, prosper and just flourish. And I hope we can move forward from what happened in the last 2 years and be better equipped to make better decisions. So you may be able to control it with diet one day, or will we need to take insulin? Okay, yeah, my mom had diabetes, so I don't want to ever. I had to poke her every day. So no. I don't know what WB means. I'm sorry, Sheena. I don't know that acronym. Can you tell me what that is? Yeah, get outside and get sun. Very important. Natural vitamin D. I'm also trying to practice grounding, which is when you go outside in your backyard barefoot and you're on the grass and you're grounding and connecting. There's some benefit in that. I don't have the data or the science, but I've heard it's beneficial, and you're connecting back, and there's like an electrical current that goes through. There's something that charges you, and the human body is made of water, but it's also electric. Hey, can't stop walking, but love mowing. Thank you. Welcome back to Seattle. Because it's been a challenging 2 years. We've been made to feel stupid and just and selfish. And there's nothing wrong with being a bit selfish, because you have to, whatever you choose to do, you're left with the consequences. You're left with the results. And if you're not going to get insurance claims paid out because they're going to classify you as taking an experimental thing, like the same thing that you're trying to protect, which was your livelihood, you're still going to lose, because if you can't work because of health issues or long-term problems, you're still going to be left destitute. It doesn't make sense. And I'm still processing things that happened in the 2 years and what. But man, but yeah, back to the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to go apple picking in the afternoon. So I will try to record the experience. Yeah, exactly. And you can't speak your truth, because the attack against you is so great that most people can't handle it when you're being attacked and bombarded and even threatened. I don't think anybody wants to go through that, so they just keep silent and just pretend to follow along with the crowd and keep quiet so that they don't stand out too much. Be loud and proud. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go apple picking tomorrow. I am gonna record it as content so you guys can see what's happening with apple picking. And my plan is to can the apples, and maybe dehydrate some and make some apple chips, because I do have the dehydrator. And I'm going to can it. Oh, and I'm going to use the peels to make apple cider vinegar. I was told that's how you do it. So I'm going to, and that's also very good, because I used to drink apple cider vinegar in water to flush out my system. But right now I am taking the charcoal pills to clear my skin and just to clean my insides from whatever gave me this reaction, this eczema reaction. And then I'll go back to my lemon and water or whatever. And I'm going to start dehydrating more, because some of the stuff that I do, like I do lemon and water, you can't always get lemons. So I'm going to try to get them on sale, slice them, dehydrate them, and then blend them into a powder, and then put the powder in the water and use that as my lemon and water with maybe a bit of monk fruit sweetener or something a little natural, just to cut the bitterness. But I'm going to try to do some more different types of preserving, because this is a lot happening, a lot of flus going around, a lot of things happening in these streets. And I want to make sure that I have what I need to help my immune system, to build and maintain my immune system. Going into the stores and going out in public, it's like the 2 years has just been a race in terms of hygiene. People were sanitizing left, right, and center. And now that it's over, they're back to their nasty ways, coughing in their hand, and their slimy hand is touching the doorknobs and touching the produce. I go and see people buying produce, and they're touching every last piece of ginger when they know they don't want that ginger. You can look with your eyes and see that you don't want that piece of ginger, and pick the ones that you do want, or put your hand in a plastic bag and use the bag as a glove to kind of, but no, they're touching, one second here, everything. And it just turns me off. The apple cider pills don't contain the mother. Yeah, that's why I want to make my own. So that has the mother in there, which is the probiotic. And I am going to be trying to make kombucha, but not yet. I'm going to do the apple cider vinegar first, and then I'm going to do the kombucha. And I know Dan Permaculture has a video, and I think Best Yet has a video on the kombucha. So between those two, I'm going to watch. Yeah, the mother is a bacterial colony and must be ingested alive exactly. So I'm going to make my own, because if I'm canning apples, I'm going to have a lot of peels. And I think all you need is the peel to make the vinegar. So I figure that's a good 2 for 1 purchase. And you need germs to build. Yeah, I don't mind germs, but I don't want everybody's nasty. I don't. Ugh. I like going to certain stores. I don't like things that are overly packaged, because that's not good for the environment either. Like everything wrapped in shrink wrap. But I'd rather go somewhere where it's already packaged, because these people be nasty. Like there's some things that you don't. Hey, Nick, I think Nikki. Oh, Nikki was already here, I think. It's just nasty. Like the hygiene isn't. You need germs to build your immune system. That is correct. That is the truth. But it's also true that good hygiene and good hygiene habits help prevent sickness and disease. So we've gone from being overly clean for 2 years. I was always been clean, so that hasn't changed for me. That washing hands is nothing new for me, and Dettol and water is nothing new for me. I've been doing that. I was happy that everybody else was doing it too. Now they've gone back to the nastiness. You don't sneeze in your hands and cough in your hands. Like that's been around for years. You go into your sleeve if you have a long sleeve, or I pull my shirt up and keep it in the shirt. I don't just and then these are big grown people, not children, big grown people. Yuck. And then you're touching all the ginger and the turmeric that I'm going to juice, and you're touching the watermelon, and she was touching it, and her child touching up all the cilantro and the parsley. So then I have to come home and soak them in vinegar and baking soda, because it says so. I wouldn't clean it anyways, but my God, it just turned me off. I clean with only vinegar. Yes, I use vinegar, either white vinegar or apple cider vinegar, depending on my mood, and the water. And I also use sometimes baking soda because it gives that fizzy action and it cleans it. Sometimes I clean it with lemon. It depends on my mood. It depends how dirty I saw it in the if it's something that's dirty. Yeah, I don't want other people's germs. She will die and there's no benefit. Yeah, that's why I was having the apple cider gummies, and exactly. I don't buy vegetables. So, you don't? I do. I have to buy some things. I can't grow everything, especially I'm in Toronto, which is basically Buffalo. And unless I'm growing in indoors hydroponics or have a greenhouse that's heated for the whole winter, you do have to rely on the grocery store. Unless I grow enough in the summer to can, which I'm not there yet. Everything I bring from the store. Oh yeah, I still wipe myself with Lysol. Sometimes I put it in the sink and wash it with soap and water. If it's a tub of jam or a tub of whatever, I wash it and put it in the dish rack to dry, because my microbiome, your immune system starts in your gut. Oh, for sure. Definitely agree with that. I always said life and death begins in the colon. Life and death. If your colon and your microbiome is not healthy, that's exactly it. People's germs gross me. Yeah. I think I went backwards. So yeah, I think Sheena you grow all your own food. So you're okay. Oh no, I agree with it. Yeah, I agree with it. It is. I just don't want other people's germs in my. It's nasty. It turns me off. If you live in your family unit, you're gonna get each other's germs. But I don't want other people's drool. I don't want other people's. I know for a fact people use the washroom and don't wash their hands. And it's not just number one you're doing. Sometimes you're doing number two. So that means you have fecal matter on stuff. Like it's gross. I just, my microbiome can rely on my probiotics. I can't deal with that. Yeah, I still wipe everything down. And people think, that you don't need that. It's not just the Kofifi. I kind of realized during the Kofifi that some things I should have been wiping down from the get-go. I didn't even realize, like, I should have been wiping them down from the get-go. I should not be bringing certain things into my house that have been in a warehouse with mice. I've always washed my pop cans before I drink out of it. Because if you're putting your mouth on a can, you should wash the top. And people at work used to see me doing that. And some of the guys said exactly, they understand. Because you work in a warehouse, you know what happens in there's rats, there's mice, the boxes are dirty, people's hands are dirty. Why do you think there's so many recalls with your lettuce and your greens, guys? E. coli, fecal matter. This is what's happening. And it's on your packages as well. So yes, you're going to be exposed to germs regardless, and you should be, because that helps you build an immunity. But some things I had to become, yes, I saw your videos as well. You had to become exactly your own doctor, because They're not helping you. Yeah, rat droppings, exactly. So I had to start washing. I would say maybe 10 years ago, I started washing my pop cans. I don't remember, but we found out about the rat droppings in the warehouses and we started doing it then. It wasn't something that I always did, but you're a bit presumptuous. You think everything is safe and it's not safe. What else do I wipe down? I didn't wipe before. All my packaging, my milk cartons, even the oat milk, the whatever. I wipe the cartons down and put them in the fridge. Before I put them in the fridge. Some things I don't wash first. Like I was washing all my fruit and I found that certain fruit, like oranges, would rotten faster. So there's certain things I put in a particular bowl and everybody knows those have not been washed. You wash them before you consume them. Like avocado, you wash it when you're going to use it. You wash the orange. But apples, I wash. They can handle it, and certain things, pears can handle it. But I found like clementines, tangerines, and oranges, if I wash them and I dry them properly, it just would make it rotten faster. Sheena is saying, I kept the mail on the porch, opened it with gloves on IMO. That's where okay. Yes. And I have a knife at the front door, a box cutter. Same thing. I go out, I open it. I don't bring the packaging into my home. If I got a box of vitamins, I put the vitamins inside the door. I stay outside. I break the boxes down, put them right outside in the recycling bin. And then I come inside, wash my hands and wipe the containers of the vitamin, whatever. I wipe them off. I don't bring the packaging in my house because even that's how you get insects and roaches and all kind of stuff. So now I'm just like over the top. Says the amount of folks who don't wash clothes or clothes items after they buy them. Even that too. I wash my clothes. People think, oh, I want it to look new. We've always washed, your brassieres, your undergarments, and your sock. Actually, my socks, no. I'm talking about like long time ago, but now I wash my socks. I wash everything. I get my clothes, and there's chemicals in the clothing that you buy, like the dye. And sometimes you can get a chemical burn. So you have to wash them. People are sewing them in the sweatshops and you don't know what's happening in the sweatshops and it's on your garment. So your clothes, your socks, your tea towels, your dish rags, your rags for your body, everything that you buy should be washed first for germs and also for chemical residue. Yeah. And let's not even talk about vacation. The first thing we do when we arrive at the resort is clean. I don't trust the maid. No, I don't. I have always washed all canned items before opening because my mom taught me that, but sometimes you go off and do something different because you think, that was in Jamaica. That's not really over here. But then you realize over here is just worse than the third world country. So I had to grow back up and realize, okay, wash everything before you wipe it down before you open the can because you're just putting the germs back in the contents. Like, we have condensed milk. They love them condensed milk. Wash it before you open it. There's just so many things that like I didn't always wipe down, but I wipe them down now. As soon as I go into my vehicle, I have a spray bottle with Dettol and water, and I spray my hands. So today I had to pump some gas. I pumped the gas, I did all that stuff. I went to my car, I sprayed my hands, and then I put my cards back in my wallet so that I'm touching my cards with clean hands. And sometimes I spray my hands again and just, yes, I'm going to get germs, but I just don't want to forget and then touch my face thinking my hands are clean. And I'm touching my eyes and my nose and my mouth. That's the most dangerous thing, to put the germs right in there. So I spray my hands often just so that I don't touch myself in my face and give myself germs, and to make sure that I'm not touching other people's stuff and passing on germs. That's basically it. But yeah, life has changed a lot. I even clean my car steering. Yeah, I have a tub of wipes in my car, the smaller tub that can fit in the cup holder, and I keep now they have Lysol wipes in the packet, not the tub. I don't wear gloves anymore. I was wearing gloves to pump gas, but I realized it's a lot of gloves I was using, unless they do have a brand of biodegradable gloves. And I think I might try to get them because I don't want to impact the environment either, but I just wash my hands. I wipe or I take a paper towel and hold the gas nozzle. But yeah, I was wearing gloves all the time, but now I don't bother. I just make sure I have wipes. I wipe my hands. I have a bag in my car and I put garbage in it, and then that bag is dumped. So you get those produce bags from the store, those clear bags that you put your tomatoes and stuff in. I keep them and I use them as garbage bags in my car. So if I'm going out for the day, you put the garbage in there, and every day that bag is tied up and thrown out. I don't keep the garbage in my car. But if I'm running around and you're having snacks and stuff, yeah, that's what you do. If I'm traveling, I bring my own pillowcase now, not the pillow, but a pillowcase, and I'll bring the protective pillow cover that's waterproof so that it's protecting me from on the pillow. I will do that now. And I think I might even carry my own top sheet, but you don't know what you're getting. Like, you just don't know. And yeah, you got to wipe everything down. It's I don't know. When I come back from vacation, my luggage stays outside. I unpack my luggage in the backyard or in the garage. I shake everything out because that's how you carry back bed bugs to your house. You carry back bed bugs, so you go, you shake everything out. You spray your suitcase with a special spray to make sure that you've killed everything. You check your items, your clothes, and then they go right into the laundry, clean and dirty. If you were in my suitcase and I didn't wear you, everything's getting washed. Period. I don't have time to. You don't want to risk anything. It's just too risky. But let me see here. I used to wear gloves when pumping gas as well. Now my husband gets it. Oh. That's one. Your husband does it now. Yeah, gloves were hard to find at one point. Even masks and sanitizer. So I don't worry. Dettol. I swear by Dettol. Dettol. We've been using Dettol since we were born. So I don't like the alcohol. It burns my hands, and I had to get special cream to make sure my hands weren't dry because it was constantly being washed and stuff, and the sanitizer. Yeah. Okay. So you're worse than me, but yeah, you have to travel with the sheets and pillowcase. You have to. You'll get bumps on your face. Like, some people are very sensitive. I just flow. I don't live in fear. I haven't. That's why you don't catch anything. But you're right. We can't live in fear. We have to trust that our immune system will do what it's supposed to do. Definitely true. And that our body will do what it's supposed to do. But keep in mind that we need to make it easier for our body to do what it's supposed to do by eating the right foods, drinking the right things, fresh air, exercise. You'll be surprised how many people do not get fresh air, and especially young people, because they're in the house playing video games. We need to make sure we spend time, even in the wintertime here. It's cold, but I try to go outside and walk around the block or do something. You cannot stay stuffed in your house. No matter how clean your house is, it's dust. It's, dust mites. There's things in your house because you're stuck in a closed environment. You need to get fresh air. It's not healthy. Let me see my husband thinks I'm nuts. I tell him to hush and do what I tell him if he wants to live. When the pox came, I was told to take bed sheets and covers, towels if I go to a hotel. That's true. But I do have an Airbnb business. Well, I clean Airbnbs. I'm one of the cleaners, and I can it depends where you go, because some people don't clean. But I make sure everything's washed in hot water and it is bleached, because I treat it like I'm going to stay there, and everything is sanitized that can be sanitized. Everything that can be washed is washed. And that's just the way it is. And things are all the common touch points are the light switches, the light, the handles on everything. Anything that you would touch is wiped down. The handles in the cupboards, in the kitchen, the bathroom, everything is sanitized and wiped down. So there's some people who are very clean and take pride in it, hotels and Airbnbs, and some do not. So I guess if you're a guest, you have to just know from their reports, from their ratings, from the feedback from happy guests. And if you don't see a good rating for cleaning, then you'll know. But all of our guests have said very clean, very clean. Like they were shocked. They know it's clean because you can smell bleach. I don't cover the bleach smell with like down, like whatever that stuff. You smell the bleach when you go in there. You smell the vinegar when you go in the place. You're not smelling, so you could smell that, okay, someone has cleaned the place. I don't play around with that. So hopefully you can stay with people who have good reviews. I don't live in fear either. Once I get everything clean around, once you get everything clean around you. But yeah, I take pride, like I don't play around, but not everybody does that. Some people, for instance, they have comforters and they don't wash the comforter. Now, if you have a comforter with a cover, you should be washing the cover, or like a duvet. You can't wash the duvet, that makes sense, but you should have it in a cover, and that cover needs to be washed, or you get a fresh set and you turn it over and then you wash the other linens and fold them and put them back for the next guest. But some people don't do that. I don't play around with clean. I don't play around, and every guest has given good reviews, which is why they keep calling me back to clean. And the other location I go to in Niagara Falls, which is too far, I clean there every 2 to 3 months because they know I'm going to do a thorough clean. But the other lady that cleans, she cleans, but I don't know if she cleans like I clean. Like I wipe, they have like a glossy headboard. I wipe the headboard. I wipe anything that you would touch intentionally or inadvertently is wiped down. Everything. I spray everything down with, I have to wear a mask when I'm cleaning because I'm using so much chemicals to make sure that it's like bleach. Bleach is gonna, it's too strong. I don't play around. So I think you guys can rest assured that there are people in this industry, hotels, and that take pride in it, and they want your repeat business, and they want your referrals, and those are the people that you support. Don't support the ones that have bad reviews or have don't have comments regarding the cleanliness. That's what I can definitely say. Sometimes I wish I could shut my brain off, clear it, and start fresh, but yeah, I can't. But yeah, I was living in fear in the beginning of the pandemic. I'm not gonna lie, fear, and it's not feasible to live like it. Well, it's not healthy to live like that. It's not, and we are not in control of everything. We cannot fix everything. There's some things that are just beyond our control. And whatever you believe, I believe in God. I just believe that He is going to direct my steps and protect me and lead me into all truth. I can't see everything. I can't prevent everything. I can't control everything. I do my best, and we all are doing our best, but that's all we can do. And the rest we have to leave in His hands. Otherwise, we're going to just get stressed out, and it's going to be unhealthy. You have to just accept certain things and leave the rest. Yeah, you have to live with it, and don't let it affect your sleep. Some things were affecting my sleep, and I had to say, God, I'll just leave it to you, because I can't carry it. Just carrying it was too heavy. So I left it in His hands. I can't carry it. That's wonderful, Urban. Wish there was more people like you here. Yeah, they're not clean. I know they're not, and I know they're not clean. And people say that they're clean, and I just take my finger and I'm wiping surfaces, and I'm showing them my finger, not the middle finger, the pointer finger, with all the dirt and the residue. It's nasty. Yeah, we all do the best. Hey, Devil Dog, congratulations on your grand puppies. I guess I'll call them your grand puppies. I wish I could take one. And Nikki has grand puppies too, because you got your German Shepherd puppies. Devil Dog just had his Boston Terrier puppies born. How many did you get, Devil Dog? Because you had 4, and you said she wasn't finished because she was still puffy. Did she have more pups than the 4? Let me know. And then also, you can all who came in. I don't know if Sheena, if you did that, type #Urban, and Devil Dog type #Urban to drop your link, okay? Yeah, the middle finger too. But you go around and say it's not clean. You're wiping, and you see the residue. So, yeah, some people do the right thing, guys. Not everybody, but some people do. Yeah, he got his I forgot his dog. Oh, Gracie. Grace. Is it Grace or Gracie? Well, he says Gracie. I think it's Gracie. She had her puppies, but he had 4 in his short. I don't know if she had more. 8? She had 4 more? Oh my goodness. We had 7 at 6 a.m. and then at 3 p.m. we had 1 more. What? It took so wow. I never had a dog, so I don't know. But wow, so it took that long for the last one to come out. Wow, 8. Our biggest litter ever. Wow. Yeah, he has Boston Terrier, and then Nala had 8 German. Wow, that must be your guys' lucky number. Hey, Lashes, that's your gut. Hashtag urban Sheena, or number sign urban. That will drop your link. Let me type it in there so you guys can see. It can be lowercase or uppercase. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the case. That's what you type to get your link dropped. Hold on. Yeah, you both need to play the number 8 because you both had 8. That is crazy. Before this, the most we had is 6. Wow. And this is her 3rd litter, I think, or 4th. He says he's bred her before. Miss Native had 9 boy puppies. Oh, she did. Okay. I'm not up to date with her channel, so I have to check her out again. I'm behind, guys. We're all behind. It's hard to keep up with all the content. But you'll see me, thumbs up and so I was there in the comments, but it's her 3rd litter. You see? See, I'm watching. I'm watching because I'm telling you facts that only are in your videos. So I'm watching. And I know I watched the Al Chafe, the 1 chip challenge that Devil Dog didn't want to do. And then when he did it, he's like, oh, I can handle this. Oh, I got this. And he was going on for, hours. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Oh, gosh. Oh, you're working in the farm? Yeah, you're planting. Let me see. This is Nala's last rodeo. We weren't even planning for this one. Oh, so she's bred before? I was calling her fast and loose because she was sneaking in some time with her boyfriend, and she fast and loose. Wow. And I guess, are you selling the puppies, Nikki and Devil Dog? Do you sell them? I'm assuming you have to sell some of them, right? Especially if they're purebred, you can get good money for that. And healthy. Oh yeah, her first, exactly. She's fast and loose. And let that be a lesson to everybody. They're getting it in, guys. They're getting it in. Oh, but they're brother and sister. They're getting it in. And people aren't any different either. They're getting it in. They're getting it in, guys. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Yeah, they are dual registered ACA and okay. So that's good money right there. That's good money because they're pure. I need to go already. Okay, take care. Thanks for coming, Sheena. See you soon. And I am on your live as well, so you'll see me. So when you're doing your walking, I am there. I'm passing through you guys often. We're selling them, but not for much. We just want them to, go to good homes. And you may as well, my older 2 are retired from breeding right now. Yeah. They're getting it in. People be getting it in too. You wonder why? Oh, so much easier to sit on my bottom. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna end in 10 more minutes because I have to go to a meeting, and the food is starting at 6:30. They said. Yes, enjoy the rest of your day, Sheena. And but thanks all guys for popping in. You breed your dogs once a year. Wow. So you do dogs. I know you have chickens, and I think you have a turkey as well. I have to I'm working on getting my chickens, guys, and I went to HD today, the orange store today. I did not know that plywood was that, like, it's $70 for a sheet of plywood. Like, I was in shock. And I have to get them to cut it because I can't fit the whole piece in my car. So I'm gonna fix the shed myself and block it off. I got the chicken wire to block off under the deck so that raccoons and stuff can't go under the deck to attack the shed from that side. And I have the electrical fencing, but I have to get that part to give it the electrical charge. So I'm still working on it. No one's available to help because it's hard to get tradespeople to do small jobs. As I said before, it's very hard. So I'm just going to get the plyboard myself and secure the opening, chicken wire, whatever I can chicken wire, put the hard wire mesh on the other parts that are more dangerous. And the chickens have gotten very expensive. If I go to the country, they're cheaper. If I buy them in the city, they're like, I saw some for like $20 a hen. I'm going to see if I can negotiate a cheaper price just because, and I might have to pay a lot more for the hens, but I'm really doing it to learn how to deal with chickens now so I don't have to wait until I get a homestead. I want to learn from the experience of feeding them, you know, keeping them warm, keeping them healthy, natural remedies for, you know, for the chickens, and then maybe learn how to hatch eggs. I'll have to buy them from the hatchery because I don't have a rooster. So that's that, you know, or maybe buy eggs. Oh, you're back. Oh, you were cooking. I'm going to end soon, but yeah, I've been going. I don't know if I can buy eggs and let the hens that I have sit on them if they're broody. So I'm just figuring it out, guys. So I might have to pay more, but yeah, lumber is so expensive. So somebody has some lumber on the side of their house, some plywood, and we knocked on the door. Like we knocked, but nobody was there. We're going to try again tomorrow to ask if they're throwing it away. Because if they're throwing it away, I'm going to take that scrap plywood and close up the opening. Yeah, they don't need to stay warm. They're feathers. I want to cover this opening to prevent raccoons and stuff from going in, and the direct draft, the wind. But the heat, no, I don't have to heat them. The only thing I have to heat is probably the water. What do you use for your water, Devil Dog? I looked at an aquarium heater. Is that enough? Unless it's, yeah. I think once I have a building that has, there's no draft, they'll be fine. So, yeah, it's not the heat that doesn't, it's the heat that they do not deal with well. Yes. I've been watching all your guys' chicken videos, and you have 150 chickens. Do you eat your chickens? Like, do you use them for meat birds, or those are just egg lay? And I know you sell eggs, right? I believe you sell eggs. 150 chickens. What are you making tonight? Spaghetti, squash spaghetti. Ooh, that sounds good. In a marinara sauce? That sounds good. Yeah, stay away from direct draft. And you don't need a heater. Nope, you don't eat them. I think that's a nope that you don't eat them. And yes to egg layers and breeders. And you have 6 turkeys. Okay, and then you do have a heater for the water. Okay. Okay. I just want to learn how to deal with the animals. I don't want to wait until I get a homestead, because if I wait to get a homestead, I'll be behind the learning curve. So although it's not ideal for me to have it in the city, I really don't care. I want to learn, because I can't keep watching people, like even like Devil Dog and other people, like they're teaching stuff, but you learn more when you have to actually do it, as we all make sense. When you're doing it, and then I can ask them questions like, okay, I'm having this problem. How do I fix it? And they can tell me, versus me just watching them do their chickens. I'm not going to learn. And then when it's time to go and do my own, it's just, I'm too far behind. To be 5 turkeys, getting rid of 1 on Sunday. Okay, that means you're going to have for Thanksgiving dinner. Is that what they're going to be Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, I will. I know you're very flexible flexible with people calling you, I will. I just I don't have them yet, so I'm just trying to get the shed. So because I know I have a raccoon. This raccoon be out here helping himself. First of all, are slug pellets poisonous? Because the raccoon opened the container of slug pellets and ate them. So I wasn't too sure. Maybe it fell over. So I cleaned up the area, put it back, snapped the lid on, put everything neatly back on the shelf with the DE, the slug pellets, the BT, all the nice stuff I have. And the next day it was again opened up, less mess. The lid was properly opened, like somebody who has hands. And I guess they ate the slug pellets because I guess they're delicious. I don't know. As well as eating the cannabis, and he ate some of the peppers, and he was just out here eating food. It's getting cold over here. I'm in Toronto, so I guess he's fattening up for winter, and he's already obese, so I don't know what's going on. But you're getting ready, yeah. But I will call you when I get the chickens and start being more active. Yeah, hands on. I learn more. I do learn from reading, but I think I'll learn more with the hands on. Hey, but Drunken Chef, good to see you. We will be more than happy. Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely going to ask because I wish I had done this years ago, and I know you can't go back in time. I was too busy going to school and doing other things. My aunt had a farm here. She's passed on now, but she raised cows. She raised goats. She had chickens. She did, I think she did rabbits, like to sell. Like she had meat birds, and she would sell meat. She would breed like certain things, and all that knowledge is just gone. And I wish I had gotten into it earlier in life. Like it's like you have to choose between a modern life and an old-fashioned life, and you don't have to choose. You can do a bit of both. You can be homesteading in the city. You can be growing your own food, which my parents did. We had rabbits, at one point as pets. We had gerbils. We had hamsters. I had a chicken for a little bit, but we had to get rid of it. It was just making too much mess. We had just stuff, fish, like all kind of stuff. So I've been around animals, but I didn't take it on. Yeah, it's gangster over here. I just wish I got into it earlier because a lot of the experiences that we're having, like I'm sure Devil Dog has knowledge that would never be in a book. We'll put them together later. Okay, later on. I don't think, it's just like there's certain things that are being lost and they're not being passed down because we are not showing any interest. So we're not getting it. Yeah, I'm in Canada. No, I can call him. Doesn't matter. Once you know chickens, but he knows that I have to watch the wind. They cannot handle any wind. But yeah, once you understand chickens, he can still help me with like if I have mites and lice, if I have if the chicken is egg bound and it can't release the egg, how do I get them to, if the chickens are fighting and having a pecking order? Oh, the knowledge is not limited to the location. I have to maybe deal with a bit of different stuff here because it's cold and the wind. But if I block the wind and I have a water heater, they should be fine. Everything else is the same across the board. I know if the Jake does not have enough females, they will breed a chick and squash them. But we have, and I heard even ducks will abuse chickens. They use the R word, which they attack the chickens, the female chickens, because they're very frisky. I'll use the word frisky, but yeah, you got to keep your ducks and your stuff separate. But yeah, the knowledge is still. I saw a video of a turkey. Yeah, animals are very frisky, very frisky. Let me see it. The Rastafari raccoon. This raccoon is disgusting. It's all right. It's all right. Oh, you can call Canada for your turn. Okay, perfect. Good to know. Good to know. I'm not ready yet, but I'm trying to get. All she has to do is email me and ask. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live. It's the only thing is that no. It's still the same. It's still the same. It's still the same. I may have to deal with some different things, but he would still have the knowledge. And if not him, there's somebody else. I can't remember the name right now. They have chickens in the cold. I can't remember. But there's several people who have chickens. Ducks have a corkscrew pee and can kill a chicken. My goodness. See, I never knew that. I didn't know how they really mated. Like what is really happening. I've seen a bull mate, but I've never seen. Okay, you see, we're getting the tea now. Chickens do not have external organs. Exactly. They kind of just have a dusting. They dust something on, just like the cannabis we were talking about earlier, guys. But the chickens have a external member. They just touch holes and okay, see, that's what I didn't know. So it's like a dust, like a mist. They release a mist. Hey, Radio Jonesy, good to see you. I'm going to be ending in 3 minutes now. So yeah, they can hurt a chicken, and sometimes ducks can be abusive to the chickens. I saw, if you guys watch that guy in Australia, I forgot his name. He's like, "Good day, mate," and he has a 3 acre or 5 acre property. You guys, if you're in the gardening, you know his channel because his channel always pops up on your feed. He had an issue and he showed a lot of chickens dying, and he thought it was another animal, and it was the duck. The duck was abusing and hurting the chickens. Give me a second here. Nature is gross sometimes. Hold on. Yeah, but no, I understand. It makes sense now. I do. You need to be straightforward, so I understand what you mean. But yeah, you're not going to be vulgar. But yeah, so those two birds should not be mating because you're going to actually damage your flock. And then she's saying, "Micro, yeah, I know he has chickens. Yeah, that's where I got most of my information from as well. He has chickens, and he's in a cold climate. Never hold a chicken hand. Never hold a chicken's hand." Sweeney's Farm, maybe, but there's some people who have chickens in a cold climate. And there's another YouTuber I watch, and I think they're in Alaska. No, not in Alaska. They're somewhere. It's a couple. It's a married couple, and they're very active on YouTube. I can't remember their name. And they were showing how to keep the chickens warm, and they don't have any heat in their coop. It's all just natural, and the radiant heat from the oh my god, the litter, like the whatever you call that, the wood chip, whatever you call that. Sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button. When chickens may kiss. That's it. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. Him. He had a couple of videos, and some of his chickens were being killed, and it was the duck. The male duck was being very aggressive with his hens, and he was actually killing them. I think it wasn't just mating. I think he was actually attacking the hens and bullying them. And he thought it was another animal. Yeah, everyone says good day, mate. But no, what's his slogan? He's like, get at ya. Every video he goes something, he says something every video. Maybe not good day, mate. He says, get at something. I love his channel. Excellent channel. Lovely homestead. Very beautiful to look at with the naked eye. Very organized, very neat and tidy. Very beautiful. But it's Self-Sufficient Me. Has a very beautiful homestead. Yeah, exactly. Everyone says good day. My wife knows stuff about it, even though we don't live. Yeah, exactly. So is that his name, Peter? Oh, so you're talking to that's his name. Okay. Yeah, he has a very that's it. Let's get into it. That's exactly it. Let's get into it. And he puts his thumb up. He has an excellent channel, and I did watch some stuff, and he has an excellent video because I was watching about in Australia, even though I'm Jamaican, we've never made roselle jam. I didn't even know that they made roselle jam. He was saying that it's expensive in Australia. It's like a delicatessen in Australia. And then I started watching videos, and I see that he has a recipe or something for roselle jam. He grows roselle, but I call it sorrel. And then another lady in the Caribbean, I think some other Caribbean islands, they make roselle jam. I did not know there was a thing. So I'm going to try making it He was in the army. Yes, he was in the army. I think he was injured, he said. But yeah, he has a great channel. And I think he started to go live recently. But I love his channel. I love it's just so it's not intimidating. He shows you what's happening and tips and how to grow. And I just like watching his channel. Even though I'm not in that climate, I cannot grow half the things that he grows, but I do like watching it. Yes, he started because he has injuries and he couldn't do that. Yeah, so I'm growing Roselle sorrel here in my living room because I brought them inside because it's getting cold, but I'm not gonna get. Has Radio Jones even acknowledged me? You two are too much. But yeah, he has ducks, he has chickens. I don't think he has. I think he has bees now, but he is not doing honeybees from what I watch. He's just doing bees, the natural bees for like pollination and stuff. I don't think. Okay, he stopped raising ducks. Okay, I didn't know that, but I watched some of his old stuff. I think ducks are. I don't know. I've never had duck meat, so I can't really say if it's worth it. But I find from what he said, ducks are kind of are violent and they're not very nice. I don't. And he has a nice chicken area, and he had a snake in there. I saw. Anyways, we're talking about the man's channel, but yeah, if you like seeing that, he has a good channel. A lot of different things, different predators, and he has a compost bin. He puts his scraps in, and the chickens scratch in it, and then it creates the compost in the soil that he uses to plant, as well as the cow poop. So there's a lot of. He's more of a permaculturalist. And I like that style of growing. Yeah, they're too aggressive and they're dirty. I didn't know ducks. I thought ducks were so cute. Like, Donald Duck. No, they're wicked. You see, you don't know until you have to raise things for yourself to know if it's going to work for you. It's just, yeah. But I'm going to end now abruptly because I want to get there on time. Yes, exactly. Thank you all for popping in on my pop-up. And I will be going live again tomorrow, my usual time, which is Saturday mornings at about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's my usual live. Today was a pop-up just to kind of help build my watch hours. Can I say that on YouTube? WH. So that I'm not waiting until I get the 1,000. I'm at 780, so almost 800. So before you know it, I'll be at 1,000. And I don't want to wait to start building my watch hours. So thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And, you're welcome to come up. Not a problem. Most of you guys I know. If I don't know you, even if I know you, and you come up, just show yourself on camera so I can see you in the basement, your face. And you don't have to be on camera when you're up here. But I need to know that, who it is. Thank you for telling me about the troll that was in here talking foolishness. I think I blocked him, but, hey, Lala. But tomorrow I'll be live again. Tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I may be a little late, depending on how late tonight goes, but for sure before 9 o'clock you'll see me on. I didn't post it yet. I think I'll post it when I get back tonight, and I'm gonna start learning how to do thumbnails because my thumbnails are looking too cute. So I'm working on it. Yeah, I know you'll be asleep. You go to bed when I get up. You're on an opposite schedule. But not to worry. I appreciate you coming in tonight. I think I will do more pop-ups in the evening because it seems like you guys are available now. Like Devil Dog's available, Radio Jones is available now, and other people are available. So I'm gonna have to start putting another day in the week in the evening. But Saturday mornings we'll say Saturday because no one's Saturday morning, so I'll do both. But thank you for coming. Yeah, my decor. And I'll see you tomorrow, those who can join. And if not, I'll try to pick a day. Maybe Friday no, I can't because I have a job. Well, no, Friday at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time in the evening. I can start a live when I finish my work for about an hour or so. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, no, it's okay, Devil Dog. I know. Like, I'm on your live sometimes in the middle of the night when I go to my washroom break, and I'm like, so you're on a different schedule. You're up when I'm sleeping, and then you go to sleep when I'm up. So it's not a problem. But thank you guys, and Oh, Joan, you guys are fighting with each other. And thank you, Radio Jonesy, for popping in. And I'm going to make my rounds on YouTube tomorrow to watch some videos. But tomorrow is apple picking, and I will do a video recording of that. And I'm trying to get my videos out. I'm really working on getting more videos out. So you'll start to see some things. Please support them, like them, share them. I have a community page now because of you guys. So thank you for your support. I was going to have a party, but then, time is gone. But I'm going to work on something where I can do random draws and not announce a party and just reward people who are in the lives and do some kind of something for you guys. Okay. But I'm working on it. But see you guys later. Have a blessed evening, and I'll see you tomorrow for those who can make it. Okay. Bye.